Hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy live stream. I hope you guys are having a lovely day and you've had a great week. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Catherine, we have so many super chats already. Shannon, Brody, Catherine, and Shannon. Thank you for everything that you do. Catherine sent all the love emojis. Brody sent me this hype dinosaur. Yes, thank you guys so much for all the support. Okay, so I'm in a great mood. I feel the energy kind of like moving through me already here for this reading, but we are doing a very interesting reading on what is your enemy up to. I first saw this topic on Kat's channel over at Weird is the New Black. You guys know that I love her, and I thought it was hilarious and informative, and so I just wanted to do that here. Somebody was already asking in the chat, like, I think it was Beth, and she said something like, well, I don't, what do we mean by enemy? So I'm going to leave that up to you. But the funny thing is, last night, because whenever I know that I'm going to do these lives, it's funny because like a bit of like the channeled messages kind of like start trickling in at random times. Like I'll see something when I'm out and about and spirit will just be like, remember this, or like, it's just, I kind of piece things like together as I'm kind of moving along. I don't know when it's going to come up in the readings, but it's kind of spirit will create these little touchstones for me. And last night when I was chilling, I was kind of channeling in for one of the piles, and it was like somebody's not going to know who their enemy is, but it's the father of somebody that like you loved very much and you can't understand why that person is not acting right. I kind of feel like that might come out in pile number 1 because that energy is just like right at the forefront, but we'll see. And so yeah, maybe you feel like you don't have like an enemy, or it's like a hidden enemy and it has to do with like the lessons that were being taught or something like that, but I will leave that up to you, whoever you feel like your enemy is or is not, or how you're defining enemy for yourself. I just heard the enemy within, maybe for some of you here as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dip our toe into this juicy pool. I'm sorry. I'm really in a mood today. Okay, so we have 3 piles, and before I get into the piles, we do have an anchor card that came out for this one. I know some people are interested in that. The anchor card is not one of the choices. It's just kind of like an overall tone. It's an overall energy, and we have the crone. The crone energy coming out here. All right, so pile number 1, this is one of the choices, is the poet. And pile number 2 is the shadow. I don't know why I just did that. I'm in a space today. Okay, pile 2. All right, and pile number 3. Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. $20 again. Good energy today. Yes. It always is. Oh, yay. Okay. I love the energy you're in. Okay. I'm just like cooing and making sounds. What if this reading was entirely in sounds and interpretive dance? Sorry. All right. Pile number 1 on this side. Pile number 2 here in the middle. And then pile number 3 off to the side here. Do your thing with this. My hair is in my face. Do your thing with this. Calm your energy. Close your eyes. Put your hands over your heart. Take a deep breath. Allow that energy to rise and fall. Allow it to even out. Connect with the purest pulse of your own energy, who you are as a person. Feel the energy trickling down that crown chakra, connecting you with the divine, flowing all the way down through the root, connecting you in with the earth. Take a deep breath here. From that deeply centered space, slowly open your eyes and allow yourself to be pulled in to one or multiple piles, keeping in mind that how you get to the destination is often more important than whatever card pile you end up picking up. It can really specify the message. It can bring more messages in, all of that. All right. So that was good for me too. Okay, I just have to say this before just to kind of situate the energy, because I've been just randomly singing, Om Mane Padme Hum, 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 all morning. And for those of you who watch me, this prayer wheel, this is a Buddhist prayer wheel. There's like a little, not little, it's actually a pretty fatty piece of paper in here. It's like got prayers written on it, like from monks. And then that's also like inscribed here on the outside. And this one, I'm pretty sure this one says Om Mani Padme Hum, doesn't it? Yeah, so like whenever I'm spinning this around, it's basically a way like this prayer energy is like being put in this space like all around. And it's funny that it's like, I feel like it's in my heart now, like, but I'm like singing that, and Om Mani Padme Hum, it is the energy of compassion. And I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's Om is like the sound of the universe. Mani Padme Hum, it's something like the jewel, the crown, and the lotus, but it's like these bij sounds, these like source sounds that it outlines the path to enlightenment, like in that short kind of, it kind of reminds me of the Buddhist sermon where he holds up the flower, but it is like the path to enlightenment. And we are doing a reading here about like enemies. So I feel like this has played a role in your path to enlightenment, chronal energy. So this has to do with the overall tone. So I'm being asked to invite you to connect with that mantra in a meaningful way, especially in this following week. If you just put Om Mani Padme Hum on like in the background, I think that there's a lot of wisdom from these situations here from your enemies, or like the enemies in your midst, the enemies that you may or may not know that you have had, or that in some way have been adversarial to you, that has been a pressure applied in just the right way. It's been like a method and a technology and a teacher along your path to enlightenment. And these fruits are waiting to flower. And there's a certain amount of wisdom that is waiting to spring forth into your life. And that wisdom that you have gained from this experience is the fruits that are waiting for you to kind of like take hold of. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. And like you're in this chronal energy, right? Which is kind of hermit energy. It's turning within. Oh, so the enemies on the outside, when you're lost outside, look inside to your soul. That's what I'm hearing. That Christina Aguilera song. I can't remember which one it is. It was like way back in the day. When you're lost outside, look inside to your soul. So Spirit is saying like to get us all in the proper frame of reference, just understand like we're looking at the enemies, and we will look at the enemies. We'll understand why they're adversarial and why they were kind of rough sandpaper. But Spirit is saying, please do not just only look at the enemy. Connect to the inner space somehow. See it from the inner observer. See it from the light of like the inner observer. This is interesting. I wasn't planning on saying any of that stuff, but there we go. Okay. Here we go. We're going into pile number 1. I'm in such a weird energy right now. Okay. Let me just have a coffee. Oh, Brenna, okay. Pile number one. Okay, yeah. Okay, immediately, yes. I'm connecting to that energy that I was just saying about like, this is somebody's like father. This could be your father. This could be your person's father. This could be the father that your person has grown into. But this is definitely a masculine energy that is coming through in this enemy force. And with this chronal energy, I actually feel like this masculine was meant to be on a hermit path in this life, meant to spend a lot of time alone, maybe meant to be out in like the wilderness. I'm hearing like a geologist or like a hunter, somebody who's like off in the woods, and that's like the path that they were destined to be on. And they were destined to be like less civilized, and their soul needed that like in some way, but instead they like chose to play the societal game, and they're not a match for it. They needed to be more. They needed nature. This person needs nature as its natural teacher is what I'm hearing, like the elements and the changing. Oh, the feminine that this person needed to, this masculine needed to connect with in this life is Mother Nature. Mother Nature that can be beautiful and giving of her fruits, and Mother Nature that can be relenting. Yeah, very much. That's the feminine energy that it is healthiest. And it's also a feminine energy that dominates this masculine, right? Because it's like all around us, but that did not happen. Okay, so how do I want to say this? This person I feel has, okay, I'm going to say this, and this person, because they have it's coming across in like maybe like low IQ, low reading comprehension. God, kind of energy. Not that this person is like entirely stupid. I feel like this person maybe has like a K2 intelligence or something. Things that they just naturally know, but they're never going to unlock that if they're fooling around like in society and stuff like where they're kind of not supposed to be. So this person will encounter those kinds of things like, I don't know, academic concepts or things, and then they kind of warp it or twist it in their mind because this is a person that has to come up through the body. They really do need to come up through the body, and they need to be alone, okay? But I'm hearing this like, I'm hearing kind of religious psychobabble, and it's scary, like in the scary kind of way, like Adam and Eve, and like, and this is the Adam and this is the Eve, and like, it's very rudimentary because this person's not prepared. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary. So this person has not been prepared yet. It's kind of like they're the raw materials. So it's like this person, I feel like, is maybe a bit of like a religious nut or like a religious zealot or something. But this is a person who doesn't understand like the religious teachings from like a deeper place that they ascribe to. And they really only connect to those energies. Like this is a person where, like I said, there's kind of a low reading comprehension for some, but I think this is specific to religious texts, maybe not. But it's this person isn't stupid. Like I can get that, but it's like they don't have the proper spirit, right? So like in Christianity, we have this concept of the Holy Spirit, and that concept is like in other religions here as well. But this person doesn't have the proper spirit. So when they go to connect to texts, or when they go to connect to philosophies, or when they go to connect to the world's problems, they're not coming from the right place within themselves, and so everything is tinged. We talk about this a lot on my channel, like specifically to do with like spirituality and religions, that you kind of go through this process. If you go join a monastery, you meditate for long periods of time before you even like dive really into the text and the teachings, because the ethos goes that you purify your own spirit, you connect with God, and that makes Lord prepare me to be a sanctuary, right? Like that kind of prepares you to receive those teachings, because have you heard even the devil quotes scripture, right? But this man is like very fully immersed in that and he can't question his own self. He doesn't have the tools with which to question his own mind. And that's why I feel like he really was meant to be a hermit here in this life. I just don't think that was the case. So this person now, I feel like is like an older male, an older masculine, maybe chronically online, to be honest, and has like is kind of being confronted with everything that he didn't build up here, like within himself early on. And I think that he is going through a bit of a dark night of the soul. I do feel there's a strong sense of isolation here, because I feel like his relationships would have broken down. I just heard he's on the hunt for a wife. He wants some kind of wife, and I would describe it here like that, like there's a hunt for a wife. This person is deeply misogynistic. They do not respect women. They don't even really respect other people outside of like their roles. So this person will like place you in your certain roles here, and they really just don't see people. And I think this person is, if this is an older person, I think they want like a hospice wife, which is like somebody to take care of them in their old age. They might not be feeling well. They may need like some help or something. And they're not really, again, this person's not focused on relationships. And I think this person's very shocked because the way they're trying to come off in society is driving people away. Because this person tries to posture, and they try to like show their fitness to be like a partner or to be chosen for this job or something, basically by being a jerk, and like thinking that makes them desirable here, like in some capacity. But I do feel like they are in the darkness, but Spirit has sent them a light, but this light they don't understand. I keep hearing the word psychobabble, so I feel like this person actually does the psychobabble, but they think that they have a well-developed theory or something. It's just not very well poked into. This is somebody who, again, like they read the Bible, but they don't read the Bible in context, or they read the Quran, but they don't read the Quran in context, and they don't try to understand like any deeper spiritual significance or anything. They're very kind of rudimentary in the way that they go about this. Okay, so I just heard with their son, right? There keeps being this like link over to the son, and there's no love lost between these two. I feel like they're mortal enemies is what I'm getting. Like this is like from past lives, because this man uses people. They use women, and I feel like this kind of ethos was passed on to a son, to a family line. This kind of, and this son, I think, they're very opposite in their actual energy. So the son energy in this father's life would have to break free of this. Because he doesn't actually believe that. He doesn't actually, or maybe this is you, right? This could be you, even if you are like the daughter, but like you don't actually like agree with this because you're much more spiritually advanced and you're much more nuanced, like in your capacity. But this masculine would have been steeped in these kind of lessons and things that don't actually serve him, and then he would have to live this out in his life. So the father was like kind of an enemy to him because he doesn't naturally embody those things. It's not of his soul naturally, and it also does not get him the outcomes or the results that he wants to get naturally. I really feel like this paternal energy that I'm picking up on here, they have kind of family annihilator energy from past lives, which is really, really scary. what that is like a man who would just one day will like just erase everybody. I do feel like this is a soul that incarnates in patriarchal religions, like in patriarchal times, but it's because of the control that it gives them. And this person, this is so funny. Even tapped into this energy, it's hard for me to find my words and to be like as eloquent as I usually am, or like formulating concepts and understanding how one thing connects to another thing. Like even like dipping into this masculine's energy, it's harder for me to do this. But again, I feel like he incarnates in patriarchal times and he gravitates towards any philosophy or ethos or structure that gives him some kind of dominance or power or control. But this would not be by merit, like a meritocracy. It wouldn't be by merit. It wouldn't be by skill. It wouldn't be by something that he grows into, that he has a genuine wisdom that he's cultivated. It would be from something arbitrary, like his maleness or like his skin color or like his age, something that, and this is a man who probably feeds into a lot of isms, but it's because he likes to be able to point at a group of people. And it's like, you could have a person that is very high vibrational, very spiritually advanced, very skillful at something. And then just by way of all those, like whatever arbitrary he thinks of, and it's probably multiple, his worldview just places him at the center, you know? And as long as he's at the center, he doesn't question it. I just heard epicenter. So his world is falling apart and he's like at the epicenter. But he's unable to see that he's the epicenter of, like, that's an earthquake, right? So there's been an earthquake in his materialism, in his material resources. I kind of feel like this person doesn't have much to show for themselves. The path that they've kind of gone down here, like, has like maybe broken down and it's left them alone or something here like that. And they're at the epicenter. I just heard epigenetics. I don't know. But it's really difficult for this person to kind of like piece everything together because they are just like completely within their own ego and their own mind, and they cannot understand why people do not like them. I feel like this is a person who back in the day was very attractive. But it was something arbitrary, like over 6 foot tall or something. Like they just had something that made them kind of attractive. And either that or this person online is following somebody like this that has something random about them that makes them very physically attractive. And it could be anything, you know, tall, dark, and handsome, you know, could just be tall, could just be dark, could just be handsome. I don't know. It's like they had something here that because of that, I think back in the day, they could pull women. That's the way that I want to say it. Like even being a jerk, even being an a-hole or something, because it created kind of a smokescreen for people where they could attach to something about this person and then just like, oh, he's so dreamy. And so therefore it's kind of like pretty privilege or like the halo effect. That's what it is. But like when we think of a halo effect, at least I think of like a female, like a very pretty person, a very pretty woman. But this is like the halo effect when it comes to a masculine energy. But it's not like, oh, well, he must be nice or he must be polite. It's like because he is... and maybe he was quiet, or I'm really getting this is a very superficial kind of politeness, like please and thank you, opening the door, tipping the hat, thank you, ma'am. Like, you know, because of stuff like that and because of something about his look or his appearance when he was younger, he just got away with a lot where people would just assume that he had other certain characteristics or traits. And it would take people a while to kind of figure out that he didn't actually have those traits. But I think as this man gets older, it's a part of his karmas that like if he's going to build upon those traits, if he's not going to look within, because he has a major karma here to be the hermit, to go within, to spend some time alone, to probably delve into spirituality in some form. But I really feel like this man's version of spirituality, he won't get spirituality until he gets nature, until he's out at nature, at the whim of nature. This is honestly a person that like if they were on their spiritual path, this would be the person that we all hear about. And it's like, you know, Idaho man gets lost in the Grand Canyon for 3 days, comes out with a new bird as a best friend. And like, you know, it's like, that's this person where it's like, oh my gosh, that was like a near-death experience or something. Or it would be, or maybe this person would even just like that. Like they would just start going camping and then this person would just like go camping for like a week at a time and like literally only bring like a water jug or like a backpack of water. And they just like that. They just go out there. They might die, they might not. Like that's the kind of extremity and the only spirituality that this man will understand. So if he doesn't have it, he's going to misunderstand everything around because he needs this kind of starkness of experience. And I feel like he's trying to write that extremity that only nature can give, that like, yeah. He can't put it into words either. And it's going to affect his self-esteem, and it's going to affect his livelihood. I really think like if this man goes out on like some kind of, again, like long excursion or something, and it's not building his career, and it's not building, it does. So it seems like it's the exact opposite direction. It seems like a paradox, but that is like almost, he needs that in his life. This is also somebody who may end up like homeless or something, because it's getting him in the starkness where he's got to live on the street or something. So for some, it's like, yeah, there's a starkness that I feel like this man is being confronted with. But like I said, I feel like this person was attractive back in the day. I don't think that they're attractive anymore, or like maybe they feel like their looks are waning. And because of that, it's confusing them why they're not getting the response from people that they expect, or the response from people that they used to have. So if this person wasn't attractive back in the day, like I said, they're following one of these stupid guru people online that it has that and is telling them like, oh yeah, well, if you just do this and do this and do this, then it'll work for you. No, it works for you because you hit the genetic jackpot and you are over 6 foot tall. So all of your bullshit gets overlooked, at least for a while. And that's the only reason you can do what it is that you're doing. I don't have that. That's not going to work for me. So this person is confused why like things aren't working the way that they used to for them, why they're not like what's changed. This person may also go down like deep, dark, like rabbit holes of society, like, oh, the world has changed, and like, you know, this person just really does not like people having self-sovereignty and like really being able to see them for who they really are. I feel like the inside is more and more like coming on to the outside here. The other thing I would say about this person that they're really being confronted with, I think this person thinks that they're funny, and they think that because they laugh and they're like, ha 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 ha, you know, and they're like throwing their head back and they're like big smile and everything, that's like a jovial attitude. And I'm seeing this person like kind of watch people who have charisma, or watch people who are funny, or like in their meat space life. But I think a lot of it is like maybe online, and they're comparing themselves to this person, like, see, well, he gets to say it or she gets to say it, and they think it's funny. But when I say it, no, you know, people kind of ostracize me, or they like not chastise, but it's like they just kind of tolerate me. Like, why don't I get the same effect? See, people just don't get it. So this is a person who thinks that people just don't get their humor, or that they don't get their joke. In reality, this person does not understand humor because they're not too smart in the brain. This person has they have a type of intelligence that they have not connected with, but it's not this kind of intelligence. Because to be funny, like, I really feel like that's where this person kind of exposes themselves, because to be funny and to truly be witty and, you know, you can push the envelope, but it requires mental agility. And this person's K2. K2 is very intelligent and usually doesn't speak too much, but when they say something, they usually rattle. Like a snake rattle. Like, it's the shaman energy. I'm hearing like that. And K2 can actually pull a crowd. But it's a different energy than like Rahu energy, which is extremely mental energy. So this person's watching people who are funny, maybe comparing themselves to a certain other person or to multiple people who are funny. And they are going through the motions of trying to be funny. Like, ba-boom, you know, and they notice like, this person is such a blunt object. They notice things, and so they think they're observant, and they think that, you know, so they will kind of, they watch the setup, and then they watch the mic drop and everything, and they try to like replicate that in their life. But it doesn't come across the same. Because remember I was saying about this person's spirit, the Holy Spirit does not abide within this person. It just can't, because they come from such a cruel place, such a selfish place, such a low down place. So they don't have the right spirit. They don't have the right energy. So they really are just going through the motions. It's not the same. If you look at the comedian that they're watching, that person's like a vessel, and then there's a certain energy that runs through it. And it's the energy that runs through it that they're able to direct and stuff that people really respond to. And it's a skill. And you really do have to be so intelligent. And you can poke the bear a little bit, and you can call out certain things, and you can make fun of people a little bit, and they'll love you for it if that's your natural energy, if you do it right. But like I said, this person doesn't have the right energy, and they really just are making fun of people. They really are just trying to like make a political point or put somebody down, or dominance. This person kind of like goes upon dominance. This is the kind of person who feels like masculinity is psychopathy, and that it's about dominance. So then they go about trying to assert their dominance. Also, if you have a child, like if this is somebody, this person locks horns with a sun energy because they have to like rival for dominance. So I don't know if this went on in like their early household, like with their own kids. So instead of showing their kids like love and like nurturance, and here, let me bring you into my heart space and into my body and into my vulnerability, you know, and we're going to go fishing together, and I'm going to open up about my mistakes, and I'm going to, you know, kind of help teach. And there may have been like a little bit of that, but it would have been peppered in and few and far between. But it's more like antagonistic. It's more like, I'm not going to give you any love, and I'm going to become your enemy, and I'm going to flick you in the face because that's toughening you up. But really, this person, there's no love lost between these two. And I really do think that this person was in some family annihilator energy. This is a person who would just use a woman as long as it suited him. And then whenever she became a burden, or maybe she decided she wanted to speak back, or that maybe she didn't want to wash his dirty ass clothes, or, whatever, I think he would just, in a past life, just, nope. And if the kids were old enough to help out around the barn, then they could stay too. But if not, then whoopsie for them too. And then he would just start all over. That's the energy that I'm getting off of this person. So very not great energy. I'm not saying they're doing that in this life. I hope not. I sincerely hope not. But the energy like around this person, there's no love lost here. You know what I'm saying? There's no love lost. And there is like a violent quality like between them and a son, but this is also somebody who would get in a fight with a stepson or something. So like if this person is dating somebody, I really feel like there's no woman around. If she is, she's like very insecure or very mistreated, that kind of energy. And if she has a son, like this man will rival the son. And this is also a person who thinks that like because they go after somebody that it's dominance. And, hey babe, can you get rid of that person with like they think that like issuing dominance is makes them cool instead of like just trying to get along with people. They really don't get that. So I feel like they'll just start a fight like with your son. This is a person who ruins social relationships. Like if you invite this person into your family or whatever, then it's going to mess up like all your kind of like family dynamics and things like that, because this person has to be in control. They have to be in charge. And they don't respect people. And this is also somebody, like I said, they are not interested in having relationships. This person's not interested in genuinely connecting with other people, anybody. That anybody, so no, they're not happy. This person that is your enemy, if you're wondering, I feel like they're probably very alone. There's also basement energy here, basement dweller, I just heard. So this person could be living in a basement or sleeping in a basement or something here like that, or they have something of significance in a basement. Like it wouldn't surprise me if this person has skeletons in their basement closet. There's something about a basement closet. You may need to, if you're looking for something, I would check a basement closet. Be safe. Like, don't go anywhere that you're not safe or anything. But, like, this person may have something tucked away in a basement closet that is, like, incriminating or of some kind of significance. I just heard will or, like, a deed to a property or something. Like, this person is just, like, very low down. And they always have to, like, ski. Like, this person is really... I think this person also thinks that they're supposed to be like the pinnacle of society. But remember I just told you this person's supposed to be like a wild man? They're supposed to be like K2. They're supposed to be traveling light, at least during a certain period of this person's life, because they need their mind blown here in some way. Look, magician. This person's incredibly manipulative towards feminine energy. This person is maybe secretly watching an empress. Okay, so I was saying I think this person's on the hunt for a wife, and it is that. They're on a hunt for a wife. And this person would rush the courtship process, because the courtship process for this person is not about getting to know somebody. It's about achieving a goal, achieving an aim. And that's what they want. So this person could be trying to online date, but honestly, I feel like the messages that they get back, they don't understand why the conversation's not going the way that they want it to go, because they are trying to like target a certain empress. They have their eye on somebody. This person definitely does. And it's like online, and this person communicates in a way that is just really not... And this person has like full delusion about themselves. They have a lot of fears. They have like delusions of grandeur is what I'm hearing, and delusions about like their own strength. This also could be a person that's like primed for some kind of love scam where it's like really a 13-year-old boy in a foreign country that's trying to make a quick buck, that's like that's talking to him, that has like a bunch of pictures, acting like they're like a woman on a dating site, and this person kind of sends them money. This also could be a person that's like on OF and thinks that person's like in love with him, like whenever that person like texts him back. I don't mean to laugh, but it's like this person's kind of in that state where they're incredibly lonely. I think this person needs to have, this reminds me of like tribal rites of passage, which is why I feel like this person does. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the super chat. This person really does need to spend like that time out in the wilderness, because they have like a little man syndrome that will never be cured unless this person maybe has a near-death experience. But this feels like a near-death experience with nature, you know, not because this person's being an idiot at a bar. This is definitely a person who could have a problem with drinking or some other kind of drugs, and because they're always trying to establish dominance or manliness. This person, if they go out into nature, if this person has like a regular hiking habit, or like a, you know, this person just needs nature so much. And unless they do that, then they can prove their manliness to themselves. And then when they're not such a terror, like at home, they don't have to prove their little man syndrome to everybody and walking around like they're like, you know, whatever. That's like very much this person postures, and they're deeply unpleasant to be around. And they don't get that. This person, I kind of think that they think of themselves like Joey on Friends. You know, he's like a golden retriever, and he like makes everybody laugh. And he's like a little, like, I don't want to say stupid, but like, you know, he just kind of is oblivious to certain things. And maybe this person was looked at that like that when he was like younger, as a child or something here like that. But as this person aged out of childhood, then it confused their self-identity, because they were expected to be this like man. And so I think that they weren't just allowing themselves to be the golden retriever that they kind of naturally are, because they were taught that they were like not supposed to be that. So they're trying to like, it's weird. It's a weird energy, and they don't come across the way that they think they're coming across. They're not looked at in the light that they think that they're looked at. And they think that it's everybody else's problem and that everybody else is stupid. When in reality, this person is not able to observe themselves in reality. They're not able to take back feedback because it would be too painful. And this person really like, I would say like not this person, I would say like, okay, this person needs to go within, but this isn't even like meditation retreat. This is like go out in nature with a bonfire and some meat and like, I don't know, like just be out there for like weeks at a time. Do that every chance you get, you know, be out there in the middle of the snow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, train to climb Mount Everest or something. Like that's what this person really needs in order to connect with their manhood and to discover the essence of manhood. And if and until they do that, this person will literally just be a terror. And I really think they are a terror to like, especially if this person does have a family. Yeah. This person could be watching you because they viewed you as like their culmination or like their totality. Because remember, and you might well be this person. There is a voice here, and I'm picturing that elven lady from The Lord of the Rings. You know, who is she? Oh,
there's lots of elven ladies in Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Well, you poked your head over, and I thought you were going to tell me who she was.
I was going to try.
Okay. Well, the blonde lady, and she gave them all the gift. Galadriel. Yeah. It's like that, like where this wise kind of like being, and I feel like it's blowing this person's mind, but it's probably, again, I'm feeling like an aloneness, like this person's alone in their basement and they're like watching something here that they're attracted to. And it's like, it could be an empress. It could be you. And it's oh, it just left my mind. It's, Eve. Oh, I just heard Eve. Real Eve energy, like, because this person, remember I was saying I was getting the religious psychobabble in the beginning, like, well, Adam and Eve and da 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 da, and that is not a living text to this person. That person heard that one time and went, oh, I'm a man and you say men get to rule the world. I believe in this religion wholeheartedly. Like, that's this person's energy, and they try to act like it's more than that and that they have a faith or whatever, but they really don't. And this person will believe anything that puts them at the top of the hierarchy, and then they'll beat that drum, but they don't make, it's not a living text to them. Nothing has come alive. Again, I just keep going back to nature. This person needs, for the love of God, literally, to find the love of God, this person needs to go into nature. They need to stop reading. But this person is K2. And they may have like, they may be tall. They may have like a gap in their tooth. They may have like all this dark hair or even red hair. They may have like those signs of K2. And it's like, stop. This person, I'm telling you, they probably drink or they numb out. It's because this person is very tribal. I feel like this person really embodied themselves. They would be out in the nature. They would eat with their hands. They would maybe have some like markings or tattoos. They would spend quite a lot of time alone. They would not have some kind of normal looking family situation, even if they do have a family. It probably would be a small family. And I think they would probably take whatever child they have, male or female, out into the wilderness a lot in order to have that intimate time with them. To like, this is somebody too who it's like, a lot goes on in the silence because they're K2. I really feel like this person's K2. Like a lot would go on in the silence if they just went out in nature, and that child that they have would feel more loved than if this person had direct conversation, because just, I think it's a lot to be in this person's space, like in silence. I kind of feel like this person could ruin things if it's like foot in mouth energy, because this person, somehow they might admire Rahu energy, which is their exact opposite energy. They may have a partner that is Rahu. They may connect with a partner that's where that energy should go in their life. Somebody who is more verbose, somebody who is witty or whatever. And that's who I think they're connecting with. And that person, they're seeing what it looks like when it's done well. When somebody has that like wit or intelligence. And then they, that Rahu Ketu connection, like I feel like that's what's supposed to happen. Like they bring the body and they bring the, here, eat this meat, the squirrel that I just like hunted down, or whatever, this elk, this bison, like something. This person needs to be running around in a loincloth, like literally. And that Rahuvian energy that is healthy and well situated may well come through a child or a partner, but they would see it and feel threatened by it, and they would try to destroy it unless this person is connected. I feel like this person hasn't seen their own energy, because K2 energy is tucked away. K2 energy is like, remember like Steve Irwin that would like crocodile wrestle? That's K2. They're like crazy with stuff. They'll just grab shit out of the yard. Like that's K2. And they probably have just like not really seen that. And I do think there's a sun in this person's life, or there's meant to be a sun in this person's life that is raucous, and it's that bear cub kind of like get in here, and the love between the two of them is supposed to be expressed in a physical capacity, but it's like that, like grabbing somebody and giving them a noogie, or like, just shoving them like into the river that you just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's action oriented. It comes up through the body. It comes up through nature. It really comes up through like vibration. A lot is said like in the silent spaces, but this masculine does not trust that. Because he's kind of a blunt object until he turns this. Remember, I said he's not stupid, but I think he comes across stupid, and he doesn't realize that he comes across belligerent and dumb and idiotic. And also this man, I feel like for some of you, this man could watch like the halls of Congress, the exact opposite energy that I'm talking about, like the halls of Congress or something, and he's got a lot to say about that. Don't say anything. This man should not be in a powdered wig and no, that's not his job. He needs to be out eating meat with his hands. That's where this man needs to be for at least a week out of the year. And he needs to go alone. He needs at least a week alone in the woods, eating with his bare hands, not talking to a single soul, not showering, and cover himself in mud, and not worrying about what he looks like or what he sounds like or anything. That's what he's looking for. And he's going to try to make every person around him okay with that gruffness. That's not where it belongs. That's not where it belongs. It belongs out there. You're accepted out there. He doesn't get that. He doesn't understand that there's a time and a place for everything. Karmic Jailbait, thank you so much for the 1111. Every single time I say your name, that makes me laugh. But yeah, that's where this person needs to be. And so I just want to say, like, I feel like this person is an enemy to themselves because they don't understand who they are. So they become an enemy to society, because this person's really not meant for society, to be honest. They're not a bad person. This is like, I have a whole theory and I won't get into this, but like, if it were up to me, we would have far less human beings on this planet. And I don't mean that in any kind of gross way. I just mean because we need huge swaths of land to where like the bison and like everything can come back. I think you want to talk about having a job, you have to go hunt the food. Factory farms are no longer allowed. You got to go hunt the food. This person would be a person whose job is to literally just go hunt the food. And they would be gone for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And they would come back with whatever they got, and everybody would love them. That's this person's job, and they need to understand who they are and their play, instead of, I should be, everything here needs to accept me. Nature is nature is your mama. Nature is the only one who's going to accept you, boo-boo. And it's okay. It's okay. But do bring your, take a bath before you come back into society. Don't drag that shit into the house, is what I just heard. This person may have had a mother that was like, do not be dragging that shit into this house. Or a wife, because this person needs to understand. This person can also be prone to living a double life, and they're supposed to, but it's like a healthy double life. Again, being out in nature. This person needs to have like a weird, random, very desolate, remote campground that they always go to, and they know it intimately or something. I don't know. All right, anything else like with this person? They may meet a person like this here as well. Yeah, he dreams about being an emperor. That's what but he doesn't understand he's meant to be the hermit, and that's going to be his version of masculinity. That will be his version of it. Like, I think this man is meant to be actually very spiritual, but he misunderstands that because this is very shamanic. The energy moves through him, and he doesn't understand it, so he's polluting it and perverting it because he is drawn to spirituality. But when they put him, literally, this Marianne, I'm seeing like my version of this is Christianity, but this could be Islam, this could be whatever. I'm seeing this man get powdered up, get showered up, do his hair up nice, put some oil, put some like cologne on or whatever, get all like dressed up in a suit. Literally, I'm seeing Tarzan, like when they try to put him in a suit and he's like trying to like walk in, and he goes and he sits in the pew. That is the exact opposite energy that this man needs. He is very spiritual. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary. He is the sanctuary, and he needs to understand that. Like, he can channel energy. This man very well could have some kind of psychic or intuitive gifts. I think it bristles him because he can probably pick up the fact that people don't like him, and then it further infuriates him. Like, he just isn't doing what he needs to do, and he wants to be the emperor. But he's not the emperor. This is the magician. This is the hermit. This is the shaman. And it's a beautiful energy, and it's sort of a lost art. Like, that's what I'm getting is like, this man just does not see his version of masculinity, his pinnacle of masculinity. He doesn't see it anywhere. And he has to go within, and that's part of his karma. He has to go within, he has to rediscover it, and he needs to bring that back out into the world. This is a man who may well bring back rites of passage. Maybe like a healthier version of like Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, where it's like, no, you need to learn how to clean this fish. It's good for you, I think I'm going to be out in nature for the next 5 weeks and hunt. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Yeah. Okay, 8 of Hearts. This person is like, maybe if they are in a relationship, it's a codependent relationship, right? It's not making either of them happy because he has to be somebody that he's not. And this isn't on his partner. This is on society. This is on this masculine. I just heard bring back the masculine archetypes. There's not just one masculine archetype. We get this for the females as well too. I read for a lot of you where it's like, you think that you're, the only thing that we're taught is like, oh, well, everybody should be the empress. But I remember there was one reading that came through and it's like, you're the star. You're the hope of the world. It's a much more subtle energy. It's a peaceful energy. It's very different energy. People might not always know what to do with you, but it's still very beautiful and it's very elegant. And we need that energy, right? Like, this is the male version of that, where it's like, no, you're the hermit, you're the shaman, So he's probably in a very codependent relationship. That's the only way that he knows how to maintain a relationship because he's not built for it in the traditional sense. This is more somebody who is like magician, high priestess. Like, they're probably meant to live like off grid or like, I don't know. So he's having to learn how to be flexible because he's been very rigid. That was his, MO, I just heard. That was just I'm just seeing somebody with a really stiff spine. It's very unnatural. This is a very flexible man. This is a man who wants to run through the hidden pine trails of the forest, and just have berries matted to his face at all points in time. And I think if you pictured this man that way, it would just make a lot more sense. And also be silent for long periods of time. This is a man who's meant to be silent for literally long, long periods of time. And certain things will percolate up, but there's a lot going on internally, Okay, anything else? Tim Sky just says, is it possible this masculine person is a female? It absolutely is a female. Or it could be a female. I'm giving, I try to do this more and more where I'm just trying to say the way that it's coming through because you can always flip the energies and it can sometimes get a bit confusing or cumbersome in the messages. But keep in mind, we all have masculine and feminine parts of ourselves. So I feel like maybe this person, if this is a female, then it's like maybe their feminine side is very situated in their life, but their masculine energy, because we all have a combination of both. So it's like their own masculine energy isn't online. And it could, if this is a female, then the men that she's around, maybe she feels like she needs to go after an emperor type person, but really it's maybe she wants to be alone because that hermit energy, it's that's the sage path. That is the go off. Maybe she needs to be in this energy and that just needs to be okay with her. It's very medicine man, medicine woman, or going after somebody who also is in that hermit energy, who needs to spend a lot of time alone, a lot of time meditating, a lot of time in silence, somebody who understands that side of them. And also these are manifestors. So switching that energy, because I think they manifest a lot of codependent relationships, a lot of negative relationships because these are manifestors and they will get what they want, or they'll draw that kind of energy in. Now, everybody's got their own self-sovereignty. So like I said, I don't think that this is working so much for them anymore because people are seeing this person for what they are. But it's like, if this person switches to like, yeah, I need somebody who is going to let me be my mountain man, mountain woman self, or like, I need to even be alone, it's going to switch the way that things manifest. And so when they start to deal with who they actually are as a person and not whatever these religious, because that's the religious brainwashing here, the doctrines, that's what's fucking this person too. And they're manifesting because they're taught that this is the pinnacle and that this is who they should be. So they never stop to ask themselves who they actually are. That's the kiss of death for this person. They're fucked at the root. They're fucked from the start. So everything that they built is built upon this false foundation because this person has a talent. They have a knack for getting in there, knowing exactly who they are and turning that light on in other people. This is a person who, when they get themselves situated correctly, they will just naturally, I'm watching this person walk up and just touch people on their foreheads and cause some kind of like enlightenment experience. I'm telling you, this is a shaman that needs to uncover that and then bring that energy back out into the world. Interesting. Page of Trees. Yeah, dreamer. They dream about being bold. This is a person who, they have all the stuff. They really do. It's just like misapplied. Oh, applied, misapplied. So they also apply themselves to the wrong pursuits in life, the wrong fields. I feel like this person, even the skills that they've studied and stuff, it's the wrong, it's all catching up to them. Probably as this person approaches, because this person was meant to spend the majority of their life in hermit energy. Not everybody is, but the natural course of the human life, it's like in Vedic astrology, I think it's like 55 and older. All of us we turn inwards. We worry less about our physical bodies and the external world and everything, and we go inwards. So the closer this person kind of approaches the natural hermitude, or when they get it, that is their fruits. That will all kind of like come to fruition, you know? So this person may well end up like struggling. They're just meant to be engaged with that energy over the course of their entire life, you know? But if not, I feel like this person would fall prey to indulgence and being very lazy and having gone down the wrong career paths. They don't go down paths that interest them in terms of skills. So then they're in the wrong industries and they're surrounded by the wrong people. And all of this is just very exacerbating and it grates on them. And they feel like everybody's an idiot, but really they're the idiot in a certain way. Because remember, this person has an intelligence. It's just not the intelligence that society recognizes. And they feel like, well, nobody recognizes my brilliance. They're not meant to. So I think I'm going to leave that there. But this person's mind is being blown online because if they're in a relationship, it's a codependent relationship. Neither of these people is happy, but they don't know anything else. They cling to each other for different reasons than they let on to society or to their other partner. They're just afraid to be alone. And they use each other basically like as a safety net rather than going down the paths in life that they need to. So it's an incredibly karmic relationship. There could be violence, all those things that I was mentioning at the beginning. And it's for both of those people, it would be the equivalent of Tarzan stuffing himself into a suit, you know, trying to seem whatever, like that is golden. But yeah, this person spends a lot of time online. Again, they're not supposed to. This is somebody who is meant to be in a stream, you know, like for long, like, you know, those people that like noodle, like this is that kind of person who would like literally bait a catfish with their arm. Like, you know, this is that crazy energy where you're like, you make no sense to me, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. And unless you get this person in a natural context, they won't make sense to people. So, yeah. All right. That's pile number 1. That's your enemy. That's your enemy energy. Yeah. And I think seeing other people in the positions that like actually fulfilling their positions, because this person will rival for positions and then not understand like why they didn't get chosen or why when they're in that position they don't get treated well or something. Violent ends. Violent means leads to violent ends is what I just heard. So, because there's a violence in this person, but it's the violence of nature. Nature is a cruel mistress. And this person is that way, but when it's dragged into the wrong arena, it's deeply unhealthy. And they attract the wrong partners, they build the wrong families, and they're in the wrong career fields. So it makes sense that this person would be your enemy because they're an enemy to they're just an enemy to themselves. And so then they aren't, because they're just not where they're supposed to be. So it's like they're karmic to everybody that they're around and everybody that they influence, because this person should not be, they're destined to be a leader, but it's that down that one path. And if they try to be a leader in another capacity, they're just going to lead people astray and be very susceptible to being led astray themselves, which is why a lot of these people are going to get taken for a ride. They're going to get taken advantage of. They're going to get taken for their money. They're going to like maybe fall for like a love scam. They could lose a property. I really feel like for some of these people, they could like struggle being housed, like later on in their life, because they haven't built upon a skill set that can sustain them. They haven't built, people are going to get tired of their nonsense and move away. So, and again, that's going to force this person into the starkness that they needed to. I just heard baptism by fire. This person needed to spend their 20s in a tree. All right. So, okay. That's what I have for you guys. That was pile 1. That was a trip. That was a ride. That was crazy. Let me be far from uncivilized and drink my tiramisu coffee that I found a recipe for. I'm such a boozy bitch right now. Yum. Compassion, 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 compassion. Compassion, 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 compassion. Yeah. Just do a little of that. My brother in a motorhome in my mom's driveway. Yeah. My camping bag lately, and I'm living for it. I've been wanting to go on a camping trip too. Abs. On the computer 24/7 in their own understanding. Yeah. We need a nature candle burning today. All right. Let us move on here. Let us move on to pile number 2. All right. All right, Spirit. New energy. New energy for pile number 2. What is pile number 2's enemy up to? Oh my gosh, the Chaos Coven camping retreat. Can you imagine? What's in your coffee? Okay, let me just answer this because I'm not exactly ready to channel this message yet, and I can feel it. Okay, so it's a tiramisu coffee, which when you think about it, makes total sense because the tiramisu like has coffee in it, like with the lady fingers and everything. So it's I take a little dollop of mascarpone. Mascarpone. He's always like, "Can you please stop?"
Not marzipan.
Sorry, yeah. I asked Alex to get it at the grocery store when he was out, and I asked for marzipan, and that was not what I needed. No, mascarpone. Did I say it right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So a little dollop of that, and then I cover that in maple syrup, and then I put a little cream like on top of that, and then I take my little blender thing, like those little foamy uppers, and I squish all like the mascarpone in it. And then I like foam that up. Then I pour my coffee in, and the cream like all rises to the top. And then I just like put a little cinnamon on the top of it. It's so good. So good. And I have blood sugar issues, so cinnamon helps with the blood sugar. And then also like the cheese and like the cream in the coffee. I just feel like I created the perfect coffee for myself. Well, I didn't create it, but I did find it on the internet. So yeah, I highly recommend. Also because I don't I don't want to go to Starbucks and have to buy like an $8 coffee every time I want something like fun to drink. Because I have a Venus and Taurus, and I will get like a bug up my ass to have something like fun to drink or something. But okay. I only know how to make real tiramisu. Listen, I'll make you a tiramisu coffee. You make me a tiramisu. We will share our bounties with one another. I like butter in my coffee. Oh, from Dipping Totes? Oh, interesting. Oh, toast. Nice. They call that bulletproof coffee, right? Ceylon cinnamon. I have that. I do have that. I have a different kind of cinnamon that I put in this today, but I do have that. And thank you for telling me that. Okay. Venus and Taurus too. I thought we were kindred spirit. Nice. All right. One more drink and then let's get into this. Okay, hold on here. I need another deck. See, I knew it. Little palate cleanser. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Spirit, what is pile number 2's enemy up to? I just heard they're living in the shadow of their dream. I feel like this is a person who built from the place of like their ego in some way. They went after something or someone or some kind of vision and they built it. Whatever it was, they built it. But when we don't flow with the Tao, right? Like flowing with the Tao and kind of getting where we're meant to go, right? That's God energy. And it's always like love energy. And it tends to the love. But I feel like this person built something, a monument to their ego. And it was built on everything but love. This person is very confused about like the heart space. And they weren't turned on in the heart space. And actually, this may connect to pound number 1 for some of you, because there would be a connection here between this father energy and a karmic partner that's not seen. There's some kind of connection between that father energy that they had that led them away from their heart space. Or, I'm seeing somebody get like smacked and told that they needed to be a certain way, and then there's a karmic partner here. So this person would have like 2 choices in life. They would choose to, when I feel God would never leave this person forsaken is what I'm hearing, because this person is beloved by God, as all are we all, right? So it's like this person would see their heart energy like walking around. This could be you, because this person could have put you in a third-party situation, or they were at some kind of like major crossroads, and they really would have a choice to connect with their heart energy and move into the light and like go down their path like towards God energy and towards like a soulmate partner. And I mean soulmate partner in terms of romance, but also like in terms of the people that they're around at their job and their friend groups that they hang out with. Like following that heart energy is going to connect you with like that soulmate energy, or going down that shadow path, connecting with karmic partners and karma, in business and in love, and like being surrounded by that energy. And this would come out in the messages a lot too. Who's your daddy? Remember from I always quote that movie with Denzel Washington and the football team. Not Varsity Blues, because I always think it's that, but it's Disney Channel put it on, and it was Remember the Titans. Yeah. And like when Denzel Washington gets into Gary, like the captain's face, and he's like, "Who's your daddy? Who's yo daddy?" Right? And I used to get that message a lot, where God is like, you need to choose your father. You need to choose who it is, what voice you're listening to, what voice you're going to follow. Because if he follows the teachings of this fallen father, then somebody here is going down this, and this can be male or female. This person's going to go down and do the expectations that their worldly father, then that's the shadow path. But it looks, right, it's that busted root chakra mind energy. It looks like it's the path to glory. It looks like it's the path to power and respect and status. But it's all taking what's not meant for you, and it's all taking what is not yours. And it's all built on an extreme ignorance that I feel like is being exposed now. I just heard exposed now. There could be a photograph, exposure, because I'm seeing somebody with like a Polaroid, like developing film. They could be getting film developed. I don't know, but there's like this picture that they had in their mind, and it is their mind. It's not their heart, and they're not connected to nature, God energy, love energy. So this is a person who will, if they connect with that shadow energy, they call a lot of things love that's not love. And I think they're with a partner here that does similar things. So they mirror in that way. So they both would have had to listen to some kind of fallen angel energy that I do think meant well for them. Tasha, thank you so much for the super chat. Aw. Yeah, like I think that they both kind of mirror in that. So they followed what the worldly father, whatever that energy is, like the patriarchy, that voice told them that if they did that, it would make them happy. It would make them complete. It would make them worthy. And that would ultimately lead to happiness. So they mirror each other in that way, but now they're living in the shadow of that dream. And there's a lot of holes being poked into that theory. Like I said, both of these people call a lot of things love that are not love. They call lust love. Because most people, genuinely, most people are nice. They're kind, they're polite. You can get along with most people, but you're not meant to be in close proximity with a lot of people, So they take very superficial traits and they like blow it up in their mind. And I think they try to give the impression that they've like got something here, but they've built some kind of monument and it's deeply unfulfilling. It's not built on love energy. And there's a lot of strategy here. There's a lot of secrets. There's that they keep from themselves or like they keep from each other. And there's a lot of, I just heard like whittling something down to the bone. There's a lot of wiggle room here. Janae, thank you so much for the super chat. And so they're in the shadow of that dream. And I do think there's cheating that's going on here. And I also think that there is like maybe a diminishment of the mental faculties because this person or these people, I don't know, there's some kind of like diminishment of and they don't of the mental faculties. They don't feel loved. They don't feel connected. I think that they feel like really cut off, but not in that hermit way that we were talking about. And I do think, look, I can't stop thinking about you. I want to feel that way again. I do feel like there's been an affair here. And there's a lot of different ways that this is kind of coming across, because I feel like if this is a masculine, and even if this is a feminine, okay, so it's a mirrored energy here. So if this is a masculine, I do feel like he would have like the Madonna Schmore complex. If somebody could type that in the chat, if for people who might not know what I'm talking about, I do feel like he has that. And so these are people like this person, but also the people that they're surrounded with. They really only know how to target and exploit. They know how to identify certain things that they want and like where they're at, but they don't lean towards becoming integrated wholeness themselves or being around people who are integrated in their own wholeness. They can only see people who are lopsided is what I want to say. So what I mean by that is like somebody who's integrated, they might actually seem not dazzling. They might seem like, but really there's like a subtle power to the fact that they're like completely integrated. This person will kind of zoom in on traits about people that are extraordinary, but it's lopsided. They have one thing. And the reason that one thing stands out so much about a person that they want to align themselves with is because they don't have any other things. Think about this in terms of emperor or empress energy, where they're the embodiment of all four queens or they're the embodiment of all four kings. So they'll zoom in on people who have one of those suits in an extraordinary capacity. This person's really attractive. They've got that fire suit, crazy, right? But they don't have the air energy, the water energy, the earth energy. So it's very lopsided energy. So they'll go after that fire trait, but they'll notice somebody else who is crazy in the earth trait. So maybe they have status or money or pentacles, and they zoom in on that because that's really the only way that they can kind of see value in a person, right? But that person who's strong in that earth element, they might not have the fire, the water, the whatever. So they kind of meal ticket is what I'm hearing. They kind of piece together an emperor or empress energy. They try to piece together a whole life via their ego, because their ego says you will not be taken care of. There is no higher energy than you. You don't want to flow with the doubt. This is not a process-oriented experience. If you don't hustle and get it and jump on the first opportunity, then you're in lack. You're never going to get it. It's like a lack mindset. But this person thinks that they have, and I do think that they've cobbled together something, but I feel like it is falling apart because there's a real compartmentalization that has to go on within their own psyche, within their partner's psyche. These are people that they may seem like they're kind of open with each other, but they're really not. And they can't get to the heart of their own psyche, because to get to the heart of their own psyche is going to be very daunting, not just for them, but for their partner, for all these other people that are around, because there's a recognition that like, oh shit, I have built upon hollow ground. I shouldn't be here. All these people, this is like a karmic nest. So it's like everybody in this situation has been pulled from their path in some way, shape, or form. And they're all using each other, but they use the same words that you and I use, which makes this very difficult to kind of parse through, especially because I feel like these people are all very image and status oriented. Now, it doesn't mean that they have to have a lot in this world, okay? But that what they have is important to them, and it's associated with their ego identity and how it is that they want to come across in the world, and what it is that they want to be known for. So they cling to it like for dear life, because they mistake it for their identity. They mistake it for their value. Well, if I don't have this person or if I don't have that person, then I'm nothing. And they may well have nothing, but there was another path available to this person, like early on, because again, God loves us all and God will not ever forsake us. That was kind of illuminated by somebody or something that did actually represent this person's heart energy. They just didn't know how to connect with it, but they felt the pull here towards this other person. And it's a person, or it's a job, or it's like it was another major path, right? And that other path would have had them building themselves from the inside out, building like they would be the emperor, the empress, the embodiment of all four kings and all four queens, as would their partner, as would the people, much more whole people that are around. Now, the funny thing is, I think these people who have gone down this shadow route and used each other, and they don't see the difference in themselves and in other people. These are probably very cynical people too, that think everybody's lying, that thinks nobody can be happy in, with their monogamous relationship, or that everybody's just putting on a show, because I just heard that Halsey song, I Can Put on a Show. Standing in your Canada, can you hear my heartbeat fucking kicking? Yeah. I can't think of the name of that song. Anyways, if you know it, then that might be relevant to you. But I can put on a show. This person can really put on a show. And so can their partner, and so can everybody around them. And that's what they're doing, is they're just kind of, but it feels very hollow and it feels very empty on the inside. And I think that they may have just moved to like a suburbs. Like I'm seeing a move to like the suburbs where I think they're actually being put around couples that are genuinely in love with each other, that did build this other way. So now those couples that built like the emperor and empress way, where they were developing themselves, they might not have had a lot like in their early years, but once they start building, it's like they're going to start building and it's going to be real and they're going to get to keep it, and they are going to have this happiness that is sustainable, that like moves from the inside out. And they don't feel like, oh my God, if I lose this person or if I lose this one single job, then I'm destitute. And they're not going to feel that because they are the value and they've created that and nurtured that within themselves and within each other. I think this shadow couple, this shadow person, has moved or will move to a place, a suburbs, that they're surrounded by that energy. And it's going to be very triggering for them that these people have the real thing. And so they may have been in a scenario where everybody was kind of more like them, but now it's that like hard kind of look in the mirror and they're in the shadow of their dream. And there is some kind of like cheating, like I said, that's going on. Now, so if this was a masculine energy, then he either chose to wife up, partner up with either the Madonna or the Schmore. And it could really go either way. Because when they have one, they want the other. And I do feel like there's some chronic third party energies that kind of go on here. However, that kind of like takes manifest. And really they could have, the permanent partner could be one or the other. But I kind of feel like they got together from cheating, this person, this enemy, regardless of if they're male or female. Okay. I kind of feel like they got together from cheating. And it could have been, this is so specific, but I'm getting it, so I'm going to say it. Like, it could have been that they have an agreement of some kind. This could have been a third party that they were cheating with in the past. So the whole like, let's be monogamous, that's shattered for these two. And somebody here, I really feel like one of these people feels like they are dating out of their league, or that they've like leveled up in some capacity, either with attractiveness or like monetarily or something. And in order, they want that person so bad that they have to sweeten the deal. So it's like, you can have me and this other person, or you can have me and like other people here as well, if you just choose me, if you just marry me. And this other person's like, well, strategic, it's not based on heart energy. I don't feel a natural commitment to you. I don't feel a pull to build a life with you, but would I be stupid not to kind of take this route? Because I feel like we could just put on that front and then there's really no excuse for me to not be happy. But the thing is, it's incredibly hollow. Like how long can you do that before you're just empty and dead on the inside? So I feel like there's something here like that where it's like, I mean, it was cool for a year, but like, I don't know. It's like this person, it's like have you ever gotten everything that you've wanted for like an extended period of time? It's like the same thing as if your mom gave you like little Debbie snacks for every single meal because you thought you wanted that as a kid. You're like, I want a Star Crunch and an oatmeal cream pie. No, you don't. You need well-balanced meals, and you don't understand that as a kid, but you know that you feel different in your body when your mom is feeding you those well-balanced meals. You know, it's that equivalent. There's some kind of equivalent to that in this person's social life. This person has terrible social hygiene. I think they just feel dead on the inside. And they may be trying to get you, or like, I don't know. It's like, I'm hearing tripod. There's like a tripod energy going on here where they need somebody else to like kind of prop them up. Whether it's the Madonna or whether it's the Schmore, I don't know. And I feel like, again, there's cheating that's going on. So they're cheating with like the other kind of like person here. If they're married to like the Madonna, or okay, so if this is a female, then she's either embodied the Madonna or the Schmore. She could have started as one and then moved to the other, or because she felt like she had to stuff herself into one of these things or another. So just take that out, resonates, but there could be some flipping here, like on her side of things. But like I said, there's cheating. So they're cheating with like the opposite kind of person. But I feel like if this is a man, then, and he partnered up with somebody who was like the Madonna more type person, and they were cheating with the other type, then that Madonna person may have actually had an affair because they were sick of being treated that way, but they were just kind of keeping it a secret because they were trying to do the right thing. But then they fell in love with the person that they were having an affair with. And if this person pushes the envelope, the Madonna person's going to leave them and choose like the person who they had an affair with. There's that kind of energy kind of going on here where it's like, this is all like kind of crumbling, or they're being outed. Like maybe the neighbors and stuff, like they see clearly what's going on, or something does get outed, or like the image that they're trying to put on is just, it's shattering. This is not a like healthy kind of situation. And I feel like there's somebody here that this person can't stop thinking about. And I'm hearing the song Fortnite by Taylor Swift, which again, that's like, she starts off with that insane asylum kind of aesthetic. So there could be some, like I was getting that kind of like mental issues, but it could be because of a harrowing experience that somebody's been put through here. 4 of Wands. They're around people who have these strong marriages. That's what I'm getting. Like strong, happy marriages, strong, happy, like actual social bonds that have kind of built it the right way. They're around that. And it's potentially causing a breakage. There's Schmegs worker energy here as well. Like with a Schmegs worker, there could be a person, this is also a person who maybe thinks that they can control things. But this is when you build a monument to your ego and you follow your ego's voice. Listen, your ego is not the same thing as God, and it's not an all-knowing being. So there's always going to be factors that you can't control for. And the factors here are within these people that they think they can control. And maybe they have controlled for a long period of time. But the thing is, there's karmic energy here. So again, the wife or the partner is going to wise up. I feel somebody here's learning their karmic lessons, and it's going to blow up in somebody else's face where they're like, you're my karmic partner. You have been trying to control me. They're going to wisen up to it. They're going to wisen up to like what was going on, or they're going to like somehow step out of like the mold, or they're not going to live up to expectation. And it's going to show this person, they're going to have to come face to face with the fact that their ego is not the know-it-all, that their ego doesn't know everything, that they have to submit, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. They have to submit to those like higher universal energies that, you know, and that it's best to kind of like work in tandem with that. If this is a female that has a partner, she makes her partner as a bunny. Like this timid little, like, you know, so that's another way that this could go, where there's a timid, like little masculine, maybe he married for money. And like, he does kind of read people very well, but now he's getting his just desserts because he's a prop. She's like, go over there, stand over there, look like this, dress like this, you know? And so he's reduced and he's afraid and he's very timid. And so he may be the one that like wises up and like realizes he's being used and like gets out of Dodge. Yeah, there's also a female energy that's either a partner or a mother. There's somebody here who sees this like very clearly and is sneaking around to force a decision. This could be an affair partner that wants money or schmegs or wants something here. I'm telling you, there's somebody who's been sneaking around and they've really underestimated their ability to control people or the kinds of people that they think that they're involved with and what each of these people wants and stuff. Like they are sloppy. There's a real sloppy thinking. So this could have gone on for a long period of time, and then it's about to like blow up here at a party. Look, this is the 4 of Cups, isn't it? Like this is the 2 paths that I saw going on, right? This like party path, having multiple people, quantity over quality, thinking that this is what it is that you want, you know? Strong past life energy here. Yeah. There could have been a child. Yeah. Karmic rebalancing. Accidental pregnancy energy over here versus like this higher cup of love that leads to genuine peace and genuine happiness. Because that's the other thing is like when you try to manifest peace into your life, you kind of are giving that up to, instead of saying, it's always this middleman energy. This is a person who's given way to the middleman. The ego is the middleman. So this is what I think people refer to when they're talking about making deals with the devil, you know, where this person is, they put a middleman in, like, well, I'll be happy when I make $1 million, or I'll be happy if I have this kind of person on my arm, or if I have this kind of job. So they negotiate in their life and they strategize trying to bring about those specific outcomes as a middleman to what they actually want, which is happiness, fulfillment. They want to be looked upon with respect. Well, this other path, this divine path, is them saying, I want respect. I want a healthy relationship. I want something sustainable. I want something real. I want to feel happy in my daily existence, and throwing it over to God and saying, and you know my heart, and I don't know what's best for me, and I will not allow my ego to navigate that. I lead me to the rock that is higher than I. I recognize that there are things and factors that I cannot foresee, but you do. And I plan to cooperate with your divine plan. I will follow my heart energy. And I know that the voice of God is the voice of love. And I'm not going to call the voice of lust the voice of love. That's like learning the karmic lesson here. This person did not do that. And they're actually having to realize that the middlemen, whatever they were, the money, the job, the person that they thought was going to bring them ultimate happiness, brought them nothing but misery. Brought them nothing but outing themselves as the coward that they are. It all like started crumbling. And now I think they're having to realize that they're in a den of enemies, that they followed that father voice that's an enemy, that they're in an enemy camp. And that everything that they thought that they built, I'm hearing like the rewards that they thought that they gained, it's not going to stand. Nature is going to reclaim that because these are all karmics, and you have people here who are going to be learning their lessons. And as they learn their lessons, they're going to remove their energy. And then this structure that everybody here thought was stable that they could build upon is going to increasingly become less and less stable as you've got people educating themselves out of this formation and actually connecting with their divine path and getting to the partners and the jobs and the places that they actually belong to. There's gonna be nothing that these people can feed off of anymore. And it's gonna be a hollow shell. Your marriage is a hollow shell. Oh my gosh. So for some, there could be a friend here, Cal Naughton, Ricky Bobby, they were best friends. And then Ricky Bobby, he lost his job. This is the thing, this one domino, because everything is so precarious, right? He had this one job. He lost his job. His wife only wanted him because he had that job. And then she went off with his best friend and told his best friend, who was not the smartest bulb in the box, that their marriage was a hollow shell. And then they crudely pasted his face over, he's replaceable. This person, male or female, has built a life where they are replaceable because they're not special to these people, because it's not heart-centered energy. That's not their destined partner. It's not where God would have put you. And so they're having to realize, you just crudely replaced me with my best friend. Well, it was easy to do, sweetie, because I only wanted you for your job anyway. And he's got one now and you don't. And this is and I do think there was a bit of bravado here, like with this couple, like, see what kind of partner I can pull, see what kind of partner I can maintain. No, you can't. No, you can't. It's sad. It really is sad, but there's probably a lot of people that have been hurt by this, like in terms of being placed in the shadow of this dream energy, being kept a secret, being finessed or aggressed against. Because I think whatever they built over here, it was built on secrecy. It was built on other people's money. It was built on trauma. It was built on ABUSE, and I just feel like there's just dessert energy that's coming, but it's coming because there are people here that are learning their karmic lessons, and they're waking up to this and being like, I don't want this. I don't know what I was doing over here. And then like, they just are, moving away from it. And I think you've got kings of the castle, like people who kind of sit atop this weird molehill that people have tried to kind of plug themselves into. You have people sitting at the top of it, and it's like, those are the people that are just going to go down and down and down and down and down, and they're going to try to, salvage something, and it's not going to work. Yeah, they're realizing that they broke their own heart, basically. This person is having to realize and this person, they could have betrayed you. Maybe that's why this person's an enemy. They could have got exactly what they wanted. There's something comes to mind, like the monkey's paw energy, right? Like, be careful. Be careful what you wish for. That's what this is. Be careful what you wish for. That's the lesson here. Because you can get everything that you wish for, and it can all be exactly wrong. You made your bed. That's what I'm hearing. They made their bed. Oh, you buckled in now. That's what I heard. Oh, you buckled in now. This person is very confused about this Knight of Wands energy and some kind of wish fulfillment. Like I said, I think that there's cheating. There was a conflation of lust and love, and thinking that was something that they lusted after. Keep in mind, that's not always just a smegdual energy. They lusted after, it's greed. It's selfishness. It's short-sightedness. It's impulse energy. They had a need in the moment. This is devil energy to the max. They had a need in the moment. And instead of building themselves up in the Emperor, Empress energy, the long way, the hard way is God's way, and building with a person that actually loved them and creating that. It's not as sexy when you do it that way, because when you actually build your life and you actually reap the rewards, you know that those rewards have been due. It doesn't just surprise you and you went from nothing to something overnight. That's an elating experience, isn't it? Well, when you've been working at it, honey, you tired by the time you kind of look around and you're like, oh, things are stable now. Oh, I can afford a vacation. It kind of slowly creeps up on you, and you've put in the time, and it feels like well earned. But this person didn't want that. So this person didn't really have a plan. They went after some kind of lustful energy, but I think they fell right into somebody's trap here in some way. And then it was a very tempting offer, but there's like some kind of hidden behind the scenes energy that this person was not aware of, and it's unequal give and take here. So they broke their own heart. And I think they may have betrayed you whenever they went down this path, which is maybe why they're your enemy. Or again, this could have been a rival, somebody that tried to rival you for somebody else's affection. And maybe this person was a soulmate to you. And they get cheated on all the time now, like by this person, because there's no love lost between these two. There was a very fleeting, lustful energy, and the most they have in common is they want the same certain things on the material level as each other. That's not a solid ground I'd want to build on. But these two have done it. So they have the similar karmic lessons. That's why they're together, is they have similar karmic lessons. And Spirit's going to sink this boat, and nobody who doesn't need to learn that karmic lesson should be on the boat. Yeah, this person needs to learn that they've got everything that they need. They need to connect with some kind of skillful energy. They've got everything that they need. Yeah, and they need to say that they're sorry, and they need to compare and contrast like their values, and they need to follow their heart. And I think this person, their heart is going to say, it was pile number 2. I should have, like for some of you, that's this energy of like, That was my heart energy, and I had that all of that right there in front of me. But because it was not flashy, and because I was gonna have to do the work, and it wasn't just all gonna get handed to me, like because of that, it's I compared them less favorably than this other path over here that looked exciting. It was very tempting. The devil always looks very attractive, doesn't it? Yeah, so they got cut off from their heart space. Everything's going to wither on the vine. And they played right into somebody's hand here. And there's a body energy. Yeah, it was secretive and it was shame. And this person built on shame. Because I think that this person, they wanted to be something for real. This person really did, that you're asking about. And now there's shame, and it's keeping this person bound. Some kind of shared, like, secret, maybe. Yeah, they walked away from love to take a tempting offer. That's, like, literally what I'm keeping on getting. And, I mean, they're under somebody's thumb. And it could be in terms of money. That could be a partner that they're with, or that could be maybe both of these people could be, like, I don't know. They could both be having a hard time, and then they've got to, like, go to a bank, or they have to, like, go to somebody's parent or something to receive money. They're living... They got everything that they wanted. I got everything I wanted. Now what you think? They got everything that they wanted. And it's deeply unsatisfying, and it's harmful to them and other people. And they want out of it. They want out of it so bad. And they don't know the way out of it. So they got everything that they wanted, and it wasn't what they thought. Because they have to realize that their ego is limited, and I'm just hearing, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. And I do think that, look, we have this, I can't stop thinking about you. So there's somebody here that's their, I left when I saw you with someone, you were the best thing in my life. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. My life is not together as it seems. I hide behind material things. Yeah. So this person is just thinking and thinking and thinking about the love of their life. And I think they have to figure out, A, how to get out of this, and then spend time alone. And that's their karmic path. So that's what your enemy is up to. It's a lot of carnage. And I just feel like you're not available to this. Or whoever, if it's not you, then like whoever their partner, like their soulmate partner is, their like divine partner is, like they're not available. But they're very attracted to this person. And I think they need to spend some time alone. Because could have been betrayal here. So it's really not allowed that this person comes back into your energy, knowing that they've poured into somebody else, like a karmic partner, or that they've rivaled this person against you, or that they place this person on a pedestal over you. So this person can't drag their crusty ass back to you. They've ruined the energy in some kind of way. Because you feel this, if this is your divine partner, you feel this on a soul level. So they've ruined something here, and they've got to start making amends, and they have to start like with themselves. They have to purify themselves of whatever energy led them down that path to begin with. So I'm hearing they're just I'm literally seeing this person at the foot of a mountain. And I feel like you might be at the top of the mountain. And so spirit could be using you as some kind of like bait. Now, again, if your enemy is this person that this person cheated with or something, and maybe that's like hidden, because remember I said there's that connection between the father and this like karmic energy. So you may or may not kind of see this. This person their plan didn't work, and it didn't work for the long haul because you're still in this person's heart, and they could realize that this person is thinking about you or watching, is always on your social media, or they're heartbroken realizing that it didn't work, because it's not about just doing schemes or trying to sweeten the deal with somebody, or it's about following your heart path. And they both have that karmic lesson. That's the thing that binds them together, is they both have to realize that there's no getting around God energy. God sees everything. So what God wants for you, even though it might look the hard way, God knows if you build over here, it's going to fuck you in the ass. Not in a pleasant way for those of you who like that. But like, it's, yeah. Yeah. I do not want this D-bag back in my life. And that's a part of their karma, because they've fucked it with like, I feel like this person has like really left the wrong people out in the cold. This isn't just their romantic partner. For some, this is like, I just heard a child. Like for some, they threw over a family or forsaken a child to go on. This person really thought they were winning. They really thought that they were the cat with the cream here, going down whatever path. And they were willing to throw anybody and everybody under the bus. They were willing to also not be this is a person who was like, oh, I can get this over here. That's that lust, greed energy. Instead of, I would never, you could not pay me enough money to be that low life D-bag to this person that I care about. I'm going to say sorry because I hurt your feelings. And I don't want to be a person who goes around betraying people and hurting people's feelings. Ugh. No, it's most important for me to be a good person. So you have people over here who are not moral and they're not virtuous. I actually feel like there's a lot of virtue signaling, but again, it's all to get to the top of this weird little molehill that they're all trying to build together. And they're always in competition with each other. So you also don't have any true cooperation here. You don't have people actually sacrificing like to help other people here. So they pull each other down as much as they help each other up. You know, it's all like what's advantageous to them because there's no true morality and there's no true virtue. And you don't have people whose highest goal in life is to be virtuous and to genuinely succeed that way. You have people who want to succeed at all costs and who will virtue signal in order to do that. So you made your bed with that one because that is a very dangerous situation. You are going to get backstabbed. It is going to surprise you, but it really shouldn't. It really shouldn't surprise you because you mix in with some low over here. Mixing in with some low. Okay, that's what I got. Yeah. Yes. This is the kind of thing that like if you go down the right path in life, it shows more and more like as you grow, as like the longer that things go on. You might look like you're losing the breakup in the beginning or like you're losing at life or you don't have as much like in the beginning, right? But if you keep following the right impulses in life and you focus on being the best person that you can be, that'll always get you right in the end. All right. Being stuck in the masculine drill sergeant energy. Yeah. Bye, Catherine. Okay. That was kind of sad. But you got to let everybody learn their own lessons, you know? Okay. Okay. Compassion. Compassion. Compassion, compassion, compassion. Compassion, rose spray, lip gloss, and we continue. You guys can't even imagine how good I smell after this. I'll put this lip gloss on. Wow. That really took it out of me. I feel like this person's just exhausted. At like having to realize the height of their fuckery too. Because I just heard I had it all right in front of me. Damn. Some of these people, they were very intentionally led astray too because somebody here like noticed them wanting to go down a different path. But again, if they were pure of spirit and if they were pure in the heart and if them being a good person and treating people well was like their highest priority, that would have aligned them with God energy. And it would have assisted them. Okay. Jess, you look very witchy today. Thank you so much. We need Alex to confirm this. Babe, can you confirm that I smell good?
What's that?
Can you confirm that I smell good?
Yeah. That's a weird question.
Well, like in the chat, because I just said I smell really good after this because I just keep spraying the rose spray. Okay. Moving right along. Pile number 3. This is an interesting energy already. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Pile number 3. What is your enemy up to? This is very interesting energy here, like with the flame. So I feel like this person is your enemy. Okay. I'm getting a weird energy with this. Okay. So you're just going to have to let me speak about it. Okay. I don't know how this is going to resonate for you. I feel like there was magic done in this connection. And I feel like this was in a past life. And it's very much like, it has to do with ancient Egypt. There's some kind of ancient Egyptian magic. This came through in a reading that I did here like this last week. So whenever that comes out, you might resonate with that here as well. But I feel like somebody was dicking around in like a divinity school or a magic school. like back in ancient times when that was like something that people just kind of had access to. And I feel like somebody really wanted to succeed in a certain way. And so they were haphazardly using a magic that they did not understand. And I feel like they connected with like some kind of God source or like power source that they did not understand. And I am hearing Amun-Ra, which I don't know much about like the Egyptian pantheon. I really don't know like anything about it. But Amun-Ra, like I always think of Shiv. Like whenever I like his energy is very similar to Shiva. Like Shiva's energy for me, like the kind of traits and things like that. And so what I mean by that is like whatever this was, I feel like it was to get them ahead in life. I feel like this person was a masculine energy in a past life. And you might not realize this person's your enemy. You might think this person is your twin flame. You may think this person is your soulmate. But it's the reason you think that, and the reason I'm hearing obsessional thoughts or something, is because this masculine in a past life put some kind of spell on you. They did some kind of ritual or some kind of energetic magic that they did not understand. And the reason I'm getting that Shiva energy and like the Amun-Ra energy is because Shiv, like one of his symbols is like the masculine schmegdual organ. Okay. He's said to like be able to manifest himself into existence. It's very like kind of potent energy. So I think they were trying to connect that way of like propagating their seed. The only thing is, I feel like they disrespected this energy because they didn't really understand it. Shiv is very disciplined when it comes to that energy, and it's not used in a destructive way. It is because Shiva is either a family man or an ascetic in the mountain. Very controlled. That's why he's so potent and powerful in his masculinity, is because it's a controlled energy. But I feel like this person was greedy when it came to schmegdual energy, and it was very tied to like the egotistical masculine sort of space. And so I think they were out there went to some kind of medicine man. It's like, oh my gosh, this is such a crazy energy. Went to some kind of medicine man to make like some kind of sacrifice in order to gain position. And I think part of that was double life energy, where they were trying to put the sparkle on their own energy, where they could keep certain things hidden from one person and another person so that they could just have their cake and eat it too. That's like really, really what I'm getting. And so I feel like they cast some kind of spell on somebody where it put this like shield over them. See that? It's like a cage that they placed over a soul to like isolate them or to make them like only want them or like something here like that. I feel like this magic is backfiring. That's what I feel. And in a way that this person does not understand. So like this person is very controlling. This person is like very controlling towards your energy. They feel possessive over you. If you are around this person, I feel like you're the feminine in this life, and in the other life, I actually feel like as well. But when you're around this person, you could have felt intimidated, or you could have felt attracted, but in a spooky sort of way, or like maybe you felt like just like you belonged together, you belonged with this person, and you've never felt anything like it, and you probably were drawn into like the twin flame. This is definitely not, though. This is some kind of like karmic relationship. What's crazy is I feel like for some of you, you may actually have a soulmate connection here with this person, but that wasn't enough for them. Like they wanted you to all to themselves, or they didn't want you to consider other suitors or something. So this person like did this kind of like spell, but this person is not like an adept magician or anything. They knew just enough to be stupid with whatever this was. And I feel like there's some kind of unfinished business, ghosted. So they could have like done this for some of you. It's like they could have done this spell on you to like kind of just because they could, to like keep you waiting on them in a past life. And then they could have just ghosted, and they could have just never came back. So there's like unfinished business in this life, but I'm hearing runaway magic. I also just heard Runaway Love, that song from Ludacris and Mary J. Blige. So it could have actually put you in a very difficult situation, because again, there's not an understanding of these kinds of things. And I think that this energy stream is returning to this person. And I think, again, there's like this mental decline energy, obsession energy, but it's like all kind of like coming down on them. And so then this person might think that you're doing magic, but really like this person did in a past life, and it came from an incredibly decrepit place. So this is, again, going back to spirituality. You really should not be dabbling in spirituality or things like that if you do not understand the basics of it, because you can really get yourself in trouble. And I feel like that's what this person did, and they don't have any understanding of it. And they were not they weren't thinking about anybody but themselves whenever they dabbled into this. They weren't thinking about the energy stream. Okay, so this is the other thing. And we have the flame, and I'm hearing twin flame. Okay, so, but this is like an exact mirrored energy because I feel like one person here is waking up and I feel like this is you. So, like, somehow you were put in this, like, kind of mental prison of, like, to do with just this person, to where maybe you would only consider this person like as your partner or whatever. But this was kind of sanctioned on a divine level, or it was allowed by like the powers that be because of an enlightenment experience. Oh my gosh, Om Mane paid me home, Om Mane paid me home, Om Mane paid me home, Om Mane paid me home. So it could have taken you, like, in that lifetime, you may have been like headed down a path of like just like a normal kind of like regular path. But then after this person did this and then like went away, because this person just got greedy is what I'm getting. Like, I think they intended to maybe come back, but then they ghosted because then they went to another city and then they got a job opportunity. Like, this person just didn't care. This person had whole souls out here, like just like on hold. And this person, I think, really loved you in that life. They were very greedy like towards you. And but I think this person, so it could have gone a couple of different ways. This person could have like loved you and wanted to be with you, but then this person wanted to be seen in a certain light by society, so they moved to like a city or something in order to pursue a career, in order to have a certain partner that they felt like greedy about, that they wanted, and then they used their magic over there maybe to destroy a relationship and to interlope in another soulmate connection that they should not have been. So this person has caused a disturbance is what I'm getting, a major disturbance in the force, and it's coming back around for this person in this lifetime. And part of what's triggered it is this other person praying. So, okay, I'm literally getting this. There's the seen and there's the unseen. There's the seen and there's the unseen. Seen. Yeah, I don't understand that. Obscene, seen, something, seen. You know, like people are like seen, finished, but there's something else that I'm not getting about that. So take that however it resonates with you. But I feel like, again, you were targeted with this magic in a past life and it put you in a hermit mode, which actually rapidly sped up your spiritual growth because it was this sort of like induced hermit state. You could have waited for this person. You could have been very faithful, very loyal to this person for all of your lifetime. And you kept those, some kind of vow or covenant that also was not natural. Like, also any vows that you made to this person under the duress or the spell, it's not held in spiritual, it doesn't meet spiritual terms. So you are released from this. You are finished from this because somebody here has prayed to God, prayed to this energy stream in a way that it understands. And it could have involved a candle. This person could have lit a candle and they connected to that candle from like such a pure place that it released something here. Like, I'm seeing this divine energy stream that's very big and like very powerful all of a sudden turn its head and like become very aware of the pain that was caused over here in its name. And it doesn't appreciate that because Shiv, and I'm going to assume Amun-Ra because they're a very similar energy to me. Very not misogynistic energy. Of the pantheons, like, believes that Shmegjul energy, you have to be very careful with it. You have to be very disciplined with it. And yes, like we create, but we create from this very like disciplined kind of place, you know? So it's not in the energy. It's not the energy. But I feel like this energy was moving through somebody here, but it was in a very like superficial level because this person went to a temple and they gave a sacrifice or they gave some money. They learned a spell. And that is a certain way of paying homage to a god. It is a certain way of doing that. But then this person that they targeted is more beloved by this god. More beloved. Because they actually share the values and they share the energy and they embody. They may never have heard this god's name. They may not pray to this god, but they do in their spirit because they just like connect to this like spiritual energy, this divine energy. And as soon as they like cried or asked for release or for forgiveness, when they turn, I'm hearing this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And I'm hearing, first I am a sovereign being. That's that's a spell that I wrote for myself. First I am a sovereign being and here my energy reigns supreme. So it's taking back power and ownership. Like, you will not influence my energy, especially not from a low vibrational selfish place. My energy reigns supreme here. So this is a person who needed to step into their power, who needed to kind of recognize what was going on. And that's what started happening. And so I actually feel like the divine has put these kind of like caps on each of these people's energy to where they can get to know their own energy. And it's like they're marinating in their own energy. So we've got one person here who is a spiritualist who is connected with this energy in an unseen way, right? So it's like they have, in a way that this God recognizes, this is something, it can't be evoked through words. It can't be evoked in this deeper way by just going to the temple. I'm literally getting goosebumps. It's like, it's a deeply emotional space. It's beyond words. It's beyond thoughts. It's beyond concepts. You couldn't petition this God in this way. You couldn't, nobody could teach you how to do it. It just comes from the pureness of your heart. And this God recognizes this individual. I'm literally getting goosebumps. God recognizes this individual as being pure of heart and pure of spirit. And this person has cried out to God in just an immensely pure way. And it's breaking the spell. Like whatever was put here. This is runaway magic from a past life. Neither of these people need to be aware that this was something that went on here in the past. I think whoever cast this spell was obsessed with this other person. They were obsessed with them and they were obsessed with keeping them for themselves. But then maybe they also, and for those of you, because like, remember I said, for some of you, this is a soulmate energy. This person just was greedy and they didn't want to respect you and they didn't, so they could potentially be losing a very strong soulmate energy was like breaking free. Now you've made yourself an enemy to me. And this is all being removed. And this is all being seen like very clearly who is who and what is what. Here in this case, in this scenario, because this masculine wanted to run off and build something up, but then they wanted to, maybe they thought, well, I could do that, but I really don't want my soulmate to be with somebody else. So they were like, they just did that. So then they were like, see there, now I don't have to worry about it. And now I can go off and be debaucherous. Like, and then they just did. Like, there's something here like that. It was this divine energy was called upon for incredibly selfish means. It was not, it was in service of an ego and not like in the service of enlightenment. And this is really not, so it created like unfinished business between the two of you, this like magical energy. And you might not understand it. Like when it's kind of like coming through certain things. I kind of feel like this masculine would have come in because it's like, I think if you were this masculine soulmate, for some of you, this masculine could have cast a spell on you, could have broke up your relationship with another partner, had themselves involved with you. Broke that down and now you're forming a life with this masculine. This could have played out in this way too. And you're like, why did I fall for him? Like I was with the love of my life or somebody that I really cared about. It's this fucking shit that he did in the past because he coveted. He doesn't love you at all. He coveted what you had and he wanted to position himself in that way. So he's doing that. And, but I think, so it could have, the magic could have gone that way. But if you were the soulmate that this masculine ended up leaving because they wanted to pursue some kind of fame and fortune, then he built a life over here. So in this lifetime, he may come back into your life. And now he sees you, like he could have already been involved and built a family and all of this is very hollow and whatever. But then he sees you and like now you're that heart energy. And now he's like, well, wait a second. And now he's trying to figure out he always is trying to have his cake and eat it too. He's always having himself. Like splitting his energy here. And it's that plutonic energy being pulled in two directions at once. He's placed himself, this is like the spiritual like webbing. He's placed himself in that, he's split his energy like on an energetic level. And I think it's easy to topple him actually because he's done that and he should never have been involved over here. There's something he should never have been involved with, but he thought that this magical energy was going to be the answer and was going to give him a way to have his cake and eat it too. That's really what he thought and he didn't give a fuck about anybody else. He just thought, well, I'm favored by God. That's why I am able to do this. So this is like runaway magic energy and it needs to be broken. And so if this is you, keep doing what you're doing, like lighting a candle. For some of you, this person may well be doing magic like in this lifetime. And it's coming from this like incredibly selfish place. And so like but the other person's energy is so strong and is so pure and it's dominating the space. So I think for some of you, it's like this person could be casting, but it's in the wrong energy. I'm literally seeing somebody lighting a candle. For some of you, maybe like this is happening with our candles because we put like very high vibrational energy in our candles and we talk to our candles and everything. And like, it's coming right back around at them because they're trying to harm others or it is in this selfish energy. They don't just want to call in their good karmas and to say, like, for the highest and greatest good of all beings, and I want to cooperate with that. Like, please bring me what is able. They want to take from other people. They may have specifically targeted somebody that's like with somebody or something. And then that energy is like coming back down on them because there's a high vibrational energy that is in this space that is it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. And they're not the boss. And they need to care about respecting this energy stream that they're working with. They need to be in a humble energy towards this. And then also like these other people that they have involved every which way. And I feel like this person's about to get their butt kicked if they're not like already getting their butt kicked. Unexpected. Social media reconciliation. Unexpected liquid courage. Player. Yeah. So for some, this is like magic that's turning on this person, where all of a sudden they're seeing that the person that they're with, like, is with a player, or is like looking at a player on social media, or maybe they tried to summon this person back into their life or something, and they did, but now this person's a player. Home. Yeah, Spirit has been trying to guide this person like towards a spiritual awakening, because this needed to always be dismantled. I feel like that was a main thing, like in this lifetime, to connect with the heart space, and to remember that space, because having a heart would naturally, I think, for whoever cast this in the past, would have like naturally dissolved this. But there's some kind of unexpected news. Look, divine timing, travel, and fear. Somebody's breaking free from this magic, and it's causing somebody fear who had like a hidden motive to maybe break somebody's heart, but this is being ricocheted back at them, and it's giving them anxiety. They have a secret crush. Yeah, this is all turning back on this person who did this to this person, either in this lifetime or in another. It's like they left somebody here got left so that they could pursue some kind of whatever that they wanted to, or have somebody that they shouldn't have had, and all this is turning on them. That's what's going on here. There's a magic repercussion here. Distance, boundaries. Yeah, and the person that they're meant to be, their actual maybe twin flame or soulmate, their actual like flame, travel, distance, boundaries, far apart, get away. They've gotten away. They put up boundaries. They're not able to, either because this person was off dicking off with other people. That's what you get. So now this person, maybe they're single and they're far away and they're traveling and they're listening to music and they're looking really good and like ghosted. This person could have ghosted them. Now they got ghosted in a similar way. Yeah, unfinished business. Look, new love is an obstacle. It's a divine intervention for an ex-lover. I love this. I feel like somebody here has to like reap what they've sown. But this is runaway magic. I keep hearing that term, runaway magic. Thinking I was loving him from afar. I literally think I'm literally getting that. I don't know what he did in this lifetime. Drug use, astral projection. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And he's, oh my gosh, literally. And thinking that, I literally think that. I think this person, because of what they did in a past life, and they were like, they're going to be loving me from afar. So I don't have to worry about this person's heart belonging to someone else. I don't have to worry about them forming a relationship. I know I can always come back. I know like whatever. And I don't know what the plan was or wasn't. But in this lifetime, I think they thought they still had that same pull or that same energy. I'm telling you, you don't want to leave this person alone, because they're happy there. And the light was turned on for them. Their inner light. Like, I feel like this person being left alone, it had an effect that this person could not have accounted for. Again, people who just build their monuments to their ego, man, thinking that their ego knows like every single variable. It sped up this person's healing process. It sped up some kind of spiritual awakening where like, I just heard Mother Mary. There's some kind of divine feminine energy, some kind of divine feminine energy stream that was reaching out to this person, that loves this person, that was like, nope, like I'm going to like pull you up and out of this. And I do think that there were certain things that this soul, which I think is a lot of you, had to do. This is why you don't just want to fall blindly to that twin flame stuff. You don't. And this very well could be a high level soulmate or something, but it's like you would never have gotten yourself out of this like magical cage that was like put on you in a past life. Because this person, even if this is a soulmate, because I do think you had a soulmate connection in the past that this person has deeply disrespected. So I would really consider whether or not you incarnate with this person again. It'll give you something to think about. But like you needed to like get beyond this so that you could, again, I'm hearing, I am a sovereign being. First, I am a sovereign being, and here my energy reigns supreme. You need to be saying things like that will keep breaking the spell. You need to declare your own sovereignty, your right to make your own decisions. First, I am a sovereign being, and here my energy reigns supreme. First, I am a sovereign being, and here my energy reigns supreme. I am in my own remit, and I will do what I see fit. Right? Like, just keep up with that, because this person was trying to dick you around in a past life. Like, went to some kind of chronal masculine energy because they wanted power. How grotesque. So this is all turning around here on this person. It's all turning around here. It's very unexpected. Fated meeting and proposal I just like saw. Third party. So I think that's with you. There's a fated meeting. Like if you can get yourself out of this, you have maybe your twin flame or maybe your soulmate that is a fated meeting. Maybe they were trying to prevent you from meeting another high level soulmate or something. It's like a beeline. Once you get out of this, like you're going to be drawn into like a soulmate energy. maybe even a twin flame union, because this could be like a false twin flame, because the best place for an enemy to hide is under a cloak of like your divine counterpart. And I feel like that's what this person did. They did some kind of, I'm seeing a hair now. They could have got a hair from your head, brought it to this person. It could have had something to do with a bird. They could have sacrificed a bird. This was a masculine energy that set this spell into motion. A masculine that was alone. And they had a secret crush. And maybe they wanted to travel somewhere. Yeah, they could have. Okay, this is another thing. It's like they could have wanted to travel somewhere to make money, but then I feel like, again, there's something here that like spawned a complication that they didn't understand, and it's really fucked them on a spiritual level. That's what I'm getting. So cord cutting, but also just taking back your own mind, your own free will. Saying like, I am not at the whim of whatever this magical freaking thing is. It's literally, it's gone through lifetimes, like whatever this is. It's a part, you need to get like out of your auric field, you know, in whatever way you can, like take an auric cleansing bath or something. This is like pissing me off, actually. Because I'm all about giving people their own self-sovereignty. And again, this would be somebody who doesn't trust God or a higher power at the end of the day. If somebody's not interested in you, you don't think that that's for your best interest too? That's a door being closed, and like just move on. And again, maybe for some of you, your partner is with somebody who cast a magic spell on them. They tried to break up your union. They tried to break up your marriage so that they could gain in some kind of superficial way or be seen in your light. Maybe because your partner is very beautiful, or you are very beautiful, or like you have a lot to kind of give here. Because with this Helen of Troy, it's like, you know, smoke follows beauty, baby. So maybe you need to like, any magic, just like you need to figure out and say any magic that has been affecting me or my unions or my partner or anything, like break that. Just say it no longer holds true. My life, because your life would have been affected by this magic. My life is no longer affected by this. My life, my destiny energy, my soul's path is no longer being interfered with by some idiot with a wand. And just heal from this and pray for everybody's healing in this, and ask a divine power to come in. Ask whatever power was used to have mercy on you and to like look at what's being done in their name. Like just, I don't know, or pray like your own, like whatever God, like your own heart energy, like allow that to come in and intercede, like just allow truth to reclaim it. Look, illumination. This is being illuminated in this life so you can have a new beginning. This person shape shifts. You're being sent support. This is witch support as well. So where this was some kind of rotten masculine energy in the past, look, Hecate is witchy energy. This is witches, female witches, that's lighting this space up for you. Holding the key to liberation, going down in the psyche, going down into the shadow work. Again, there's things that are seen and there are things that are hidden. There are things that are seen and there are things that are hidden going on here in this. So yeah, you need to be dedicated to a new beginning, focused on a new beginning here, potentially in communication. Have faith, but you got to have faith, the faith. This is a bit of a David Goliath situation. Yeah, somebody was separated. It separated somebody from like a love situation. Because Newt, more Egyptian energy coming through, but Newt, it gets like separate. I can't remember who she was married to, but she goes to the heavens and he's like stuck here to the earth, and they love each other so much and they can't be together. There's something here like that. A reduction in a home space. I'm telling you, somebody got jealous, somebody got greedy, and they were like, I want to be seen in this certain way. But they, I think, separated themselves out from true love. They had to in order to pursue this, because God's path for them wasn't enough for them. And God's path, you always have to wait till the end, and then you'll see the wisdom in it. And you're like, dang, this is like, I couldn't have even fathomed being this fulfilled. That's God's path. That's what God wants for you. But your ego is too stupid. Yours, mine, all of our ego is too stupid to understand that. So that's the surrender part. But you have to also be able to, you have to have discernment on the spiritual path, because not all energies are good energies. That could have been another thing where like this, whatever energy stream didn't, this could be a person who's like mixing and matching spiritual energies, and they know very little, and they're so dumb, and they have put two energies together that do not like each other. And the stronger one is like, fuck you, fuck this, I'm about to fuck your shit up. And they don't, there's like a belligerence maybe, or like this is deeply upsetting. And I'm kind of glad this person's learning their lesson. They have to have respect. This person has no respect. They really truly think that their ego is the strongest thing in the room, and they get to boss these energies around, and that like they have no respect. Magic. They have no respect for magic. Yeah. So there was a targeting. And this person, either they saw somebody or something that they wanted in a past life and they went after that directly, or they just said like, well, this quiet lifestyle is not enough for me. I want fame. I want riches. And then just like the monkey's paw, it came with something that they didn't understand. They had to break up a family, or they saw their opening in some kind of karmically, it's going to get them bound in their own net that they have to then like work their way out of. And it's going to put them in a distance from, I think they wanted that with who they truly loved or something like that. But they've fucked with something that they didn't understand. So that's what's going on for your enemy. They're getting karmic repercussions. And I think this person who was placed, which I think is you, that you were placed like in this like aloneness, you are going to be thriving here. Like I said, like this energy, I'm seeing this open up, and like your light shining so bright. Like I'm seeing this almost turn to paper, and it's like, you know, this big kind of flame. And you're going to have such a strong sense of self, and you're going to be very magnetic. It's going to be this person's worst nightmare, because whatever they tried to cast on you, it's like they didn't want you to be seen. That's what I'm getting. They didn't want anybody to come along and sweep you off your feet. All of that's going to happen. You're fated to like, this person interrupted your destiny. Like this is pissing me off. But then your light is going to be so bright, and everybody's going to be magnetized to you, or whatever this person was trying to keep separate from you. And this person's going to be alone. Even if they are in the middle of whatever they thought they wanted, they're going to feel very alone, and they're not going to feel seen or understood. Nobody's going to see their true authentic self, their true authentic light, because they threw all of that under the bus to have something incredibly superficial. And this may well link to the first or second piles in some way, having those enemies in their midst, that like negative father energy, or either as their father or their person's father or something here. Or again, like living in the shadow of their dream in that pile number 2 energy. And yeah, maybe they got the partner that they wanted, and but the partner could be cheating on them. Again, like with a neighbor or something. This person they're learning a lesson in control. Because this person, again, when you don't have the right energy and you don't have the right spirit, then you can learn, you know, manifestation techniques, or you can learn a skill, and then you're going to apply it to the wrong things. And then your karma is going to quickly spiral out of control, because you can build different karmas at different levels with manifestation and energy work than you can just being a regular person. And it is better for you to just be a regular person and to not dabble in that shit that you do not understand. And a lot of these people don't even have the wisdom to restrain themselves, to discipline themselves. They know just enough to be absolutely stupid. So that's what I'm getting. Energy reader right over his house used to tell me to close your eyes to read your energy. If that's visions of them being a parent, and they would be the worst parent. Yeah, so pay attention to things like that. That's a really great point. Is like, if you have observed certain things where you're like, you've noticed that this person's controlling. You've noticed that this person is this way or that way. But then you have this vision that they're the pinnacle of something that you want. That's the magic thing. I got the magic stick. I just heard that. Yeah, like they just wanted you to like obsess about them and to think that they were great and that nobody was going to compare to their energy. But you have the final say in your own energy. So even like what Sarah is saying, it's like, can somebody tell me if this is like a magic thing? I mean, like what we're doing now is we're reading energy, we're sharing energy. So just because somebody has like, you know, energy like readers and stuff, you have to watch that, you know. And again, aligning yourself with your own energy is gonna, and being situated towards virtue and stuff, that's gonna lead you by the right road. But even if so, like this is about taking back your own power, because you are a sovereign being. So first, I'm a sovereign being, and here my energy reigns supreme. Just take that back. And it might be a process, but just like keep saying that. Breathe life into yourself. This is a pile, definitely like intentionality, cord cutting. This is also, you know what's crazy is I feel like you actually have magical capability. This came out in the other reading that will show up on my channel, and you might connect with that. But I remember saying something about, you actually came by this magical capacity by the right road. Like this probably made you develop your intuition. You had to sense that something was off, and then you had to go like further into that, you know? And once you did, it's going to wake you up. But you're going to have done the prep work to actually be able to hold the foundation of your own very healthy magical practice, energetic practice, your own cooperation with divine energies, where that healthy divine energy can actually like move through you in a good way, and that will like kind of break this spell. Again, it's very difficult, but I feel like in a certain way this accelerated your spiritual development, like your enlightenment experience. And Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. So that's the path to enlightenment. So you might want to work with that mantra, bring that into your space. Stepping stone. Understand that this experience, even though it was deeply unpleasant, and I think you spent a lot, like lifetimes alone or separated out from people, and you weren't necessarily called down that hermit path just yet in your soul's journey, but you were sort of forced there. You were pushed there. Elena, thank you so much for the 1999. First, I am a sovereign being, and here my energy reigns supreme. Yes, I have a whole spell that maybe I want to like maybe compile certain spells that I feel like will be helpful and like maybe put that out like for people, but that'll be something I have to kind of like work on. But yeah, and I feel like it pushed you down that hermit path, which turned your inner light on. It accelerated your spiritual process in some kind of capacity. And in a weird way, I feel like your energy is actually going to end up sponsored by this energy stream that they tried to weaponize and use against you. And this energy, almost as a means of healing you and saying sorry and saying, look, you're the energy that I fuck with, not this other shit. This little shit over here. This little shit. Like, you will be exalted in some way. And I feel like this spirit guide or this spirit energy is going to send you helpers, is going to send you helpful people. And it will be Hecate people, witches, a group of female witches. Look, some of you found yourself here and you don't even realize that you had this hidden enemy in your midst, but you were drawn in here because you got yourself right. And righteous. You got right with yourself. You got righteous. You got right with yourself. You got righteous. You got right with yourself. You got righteous. And then it just led you right in here to a group of healthy female spiritualists that are trying to break free of this. Like that's maybe what at least a third of the people that are drawn in here are trying to do. And they don't even know that it's a hidden enemy. And it's fucking with your brain and shit. So that pissed me off greatly. But I think that you are going to end up sponsored by this energy stream. You are going to find yourself a spiritualist in some capacity, or a strong energy worker, or an energy healer. Or again, like just your path to liberation is like sponsored. You can connect with that space. If you want enlightenment and liberation, baby, you can get it. Because you got like entrapped here in a way that like most people don't experience. And your own destiny was like interfered with, like what your guides and yourself like had put in place. It got messed with. So there's extra support around you to make up the difference. And this is like also times 3, you know, interest. Interest is charged. The appropriate amount. My soul has peace beyond understanding about this situation already. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And maybe for some of you, this is confirmation that you have broken the back of whatever this energy like spell work is, and that you have the power now. You have the energy now. And to make of your life what you wish of it. Manifestation journal, baby. I just heard. Look, fear. This person might be very afraid of you. Because also this person, whatever they did, they had to go to somebody else and they had to like pay that other person. They had, I don't know, sacrifice a lamb or bring their best chicken. Like whatever would have happened back in the day. I don't know. They had to pay somebody else. And this is coming straight through you. Straight through you. And it's like, I just heard, don't stand in front of me. You don't know where I'm going to point this. Look, this person is very afraid of women. I feel like this person is very afraid of us. So all these little like piss ants that like just pop up in here, maybe they are part of like the people who were doing this in a past life because they wanted this prosperity. But look at what they really are authentically. And this is the energy that they're going to be seen as you start to wake up, as you start to take your power back. What they tried to manufacture is this. And honestly, they might have put the razzle dazz on people so that the people see this when really they're decrepit. And like, this is not a natural union and it's decrepit. That's what's coming out of this. Uh-oh. And this isn't just one lifetime either. This person's going to have to find hope. You're going to release. You're going to find your flow. Good. Okay. That seriously upset me greatly. If anything would have summoned me to this hellhole, it would have been shit like that. Oh my God. I literally am hearing that. You think I'm picturing some of us flicked off from this divine energy stream, and we're incarnated here because this divine energy stream was pissed off and sent some of us in to break this, like for some people. So some of you, that's what you're called to do. Or that'll like work through you. Just being grouchy at my bully is everything I ever needed. I do get very pissed at some of these people. I just find them beneath me and beneath goodness and polite society. So anyways, okay. Ugh. Compassion. Because ultimately that person felt very insecure and very small, and they couldn't face up to their own destiny. I feel like that person had, that's what they did. And that, because remember, I was getting that person was maybe like unattractive. They felt alone. They needed that. That's the destiny that they had created for themselves, realistically, based on their karmas. But instead, they pushed that onto everybody else's plate. They projected that onto you. They made you feel insecure. They made you feel alone. And that wasn't your path in those previous incarnations. It was not your path. That was put on you. But you made the most of it. You made lemonade out of lemons. And now this person, it's going to be worse for them. They can't escape their aloneness either. They can't escape their aloneness. That's why they feel alone in whatever stupid shit they tried to put together. And maybe you were the one that could have loved this person when they were ugly and smelly in a past life. Okay. Like you still love this person even when, and now they lost that kind of energy. Like, no. Ugh. Emily, thank you so much for the super chat. Praise to the jewel of my lotus. Yay. What sucks is her name was Destiny. Oh my gosh. Witchy whoop whoop. You found your past life soulmate, but he passed away. Lost love, and he's my spirit guide now, and he hates this energy. Yeah, like it's stuff like that. Like it makes me wonder, okay, so if that energy was working through, like, did that man pass early because that energy is still like around you? Was that an injustice on the universe? And like now the two of you are energetically working, like maybe he's on the other side and is guiding you to these like concepts and understandings to help you like bust through so that the two of you can finally be together like you were always meant to be together. Ugh. That's what I can't stand. That's what I'm saying. Like magic is really not meant to be directed towards specific other people, right? Like you have to be worthy of it. You have to know what you're doing. You have to have a concept of karma. You have to bow down and surrender and put yourself in the middle of that. The spells that I write, there's a lot of contingencies. If this is true, if that is true, if this suits the universe, if not, like, because I'm not a spiritual profane asshole. I'm not trying to make you call me or text me or want me if that's not your path. I am very happy to cooperate with divinity. Very happy. Oh, false flame. It's like Judas. Yeah, so this is like deep betrayal energy with a person who was obsessed with you, couldn't let you go, couldn't let you make your own choices, couldn't let you choose them or not choose them, wanted to force your hand and would use energy to do that. That is such a disgrace. That's not what that's for. And some of you, if you actually interacted, like if some of you were in that low vibrational energy in the past, it's not too late to make amends, but you do need to see yourself clearly as to what you were doing. Spirit could have brought you into contact with a high level spiritualist, somebody who does understand what they're doing. If you interacted with that high level spiritualist, your energies are so in conflict. So like when this person says magic or when this person says love, you guys mean two very different things. This person would never use magic or energy work or anything to do the low shit that you did. And if you interfered with that person, then the karma just got rocketed right back at you. Spirit could have maneuvered you like to just the right person, to like pop certain things off. Amy, thank you so much for the super chat. His family hates me. They exploited him after his passing. They're guilty of negligent homicide. Oh, I'm so sorry. They're just misguided and unhealed. It is. But ignorance can do a lot of damage. And just because one person is like misguided and unhealed doesn't mean that we all just let them go unchecked, because they're going to hurt many people. Our children, our friends, our siblings, ourselves. And it's definitely okay to say, stop. Here, your consequences are your own. The buck stops here. It's definitely okay, like, to do that. So, like, holding both. And I'm just saying that because I'm a Gemini. It's like that yes and energy. Yes, like, they're just unhealed. But also, like, we're all on our own journeys. And we have every right to stand up for ourselves and to say what we tolerate and what we don't tolerate. Yeah. Okay. Woke up and realized Pal 3 was talking to me. Good job. Yes. Yes. I'm on antibiotics that cause lucid nightmares, and it's been the biggest awakening. Oh my, see? Divine interference. All right, shall we move to the general messages? Whew. That was crazy. That was crazy. Oslo, I just feel like if you guys are resonating with pile number 3, I want to say good job, because I feel like this is like a major awakening experience. But just watch. I feel like you would have been so confused because like your karmas didn't make sense, or you always felt like you were trying so hard and you were showing up and you didn't understand why people would respond to you the way that they were. And it was because this person, I'm just hearing lonely, I'm so lonely. Like you didn't understand why you weren't like, being seen or being recognized or getting that promotion at work. And like, it was this idiot's magic. All of it. And none of it was your karma. And so it kept you from being able to even experience the life school in the way that you needed to experience the life school, like reflecting you back at you in a crystal clear manner. So this is what I need to say this as well. Sorry. Should I wrap it up?
What?
Oh, I thought you were like, oh my God, wrap it up. Oh, okay. I need to say this as well, because from our ego's perspective, sometimes our ego will be like, this is just a small little thing. I'm just going to cast a small little love spell this one time on this one person. Does this sound like a small thing to you? Because that one little love spell meant that there was a soul in the universe that was alone, that was not able to learn their soul's lessons. This is a huge injustice. It affected everything about this soul's life. It also meant that they were not in the families and the friend groups and forming the relationships that they were meant to form, which means maybe they weren't there when somebody else was having a low moment. Maybe that ended very badly because they were supposed to be there. Do you see how this ripples out? The ego is not the highest authority. You really need to question yourself. I don't know who I'm speaking to. I feel like I'm speaking into the ether at this fucking idiot. You really need to question yourself. That maybe you're not the person who knows how big or small a thing this is, because you're not a high-level spiritualist. You can't even stop to think of the unintended consequences that you may be bringing about. You can't even stop to imagine the boon energy that you would have received should you have come into contact with this level of magic that you could have used in a perverse way and then decided not to. Instead to devote yourself to a spiritual path. Araceli, thank you so much for the super chat. I feel like I'm speaking directly, like I feel like Spirit just opened up like a wormhole, like because everybody here is like, maybe some of you are like waking up to this and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what's been happening. And then like you just like, or you're cutting these cords or whatever. And it's like opening up this thing where I'm just like shouting in there, like, stop it. You have to consider that you are not the highest authority. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. So upsetting. It's so upsetting because this person, I can see this person being like, well, this is just a small thing. And then I'm seeing it affect lifetimes for you, where you were alone and you were in the wrong places with the wrong people because this person didn't want anybody else to love you. Do you know what that does to a soul? That they don't experience love, then they deserve love, and that they're isolated. Do you know that can warp somebody? Ugh. All right. This is just our weekly Friday piss Jessica off session. Yes, and you have every right to stand up for yourselves. Because this is what I'm saying. It's like perverted, like the way that you were thinking about like your own self, that you didn't deserve love, or maybe you deserved it. Like this is how this kind of thinking like takes hold, because the right things in life, the life school, the right people that were going to mirror something else, like they weren't there. So when you're thinking, well, maybe I just deserved it. No, you didn't. But because this weird shit was like isolating you, you didn't have that person that could show up in your life to mirror back your own worth and to remind you like, no, you do deserve love. And you do like that helping hand. This is so evil. This had such long reaching consequences. Ooh, I'm pissed. Okay, moving on. Okay, Spirit, clearing my energy of that forever. No. No. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just like, ugh, this will not be. This will not stand. I just feel like at least like a fourth of us, an eighth of us maybe, we're just like drawn here because we're just so deeply offended that was going on with spiritual energy, and that those people probably call themselves spiritual. Can't stand it. Okay. Spirit, general energy. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to bring to the forefront? Okay. Okay. This is kind of continuing on with what I just said, because I feel like, remember when I said I felt like I was shouting into like the ether? I feel like somebody here is like having this understanding. Who is this air energy? Okay, because this came out on one side, this Aries energy. This is like, and then this fire energy. So this is a couple. And this is, one is like headed somewhere and the other person's like hanging on to whoever this person is that's like going somewhere. This person is attractive, this feminine energy. Both of them are. This masculine has some kind of like going power. And I feel like that's what this person, their soul energy is not naturally, I'm going to say this, they're not naturally beautiful. They're not meant to be. This person needs to be alone. But this magical energy has made them a certain way in their body and in their energy in order to be able to attract this person. In reality, they're decrepit. But this is the magic that's like changing their soul or whatever so that they can go like this. But this person is going to have to start like at the bottom. There's some kind of energy where somebody is like screening this. There's like another energy here that's like in front of these two, looking at you, interfacing with you perhaps, maybe wanting to start a fight, trying to throw up obstacles, but they're watching you run away with it. They're watching you. I don't know if this is happening on an etheric level or an energetic level. Be watching you deal with your karma, clear up your karma and your obstacles here. Yeah, and it's severing something. It's severing. I feel like there could have been somebody leeching off of you, because it is like you are a soulmate to somebody and that you are actually connected and that they're pulling the energy from you. They're pulling some kind of confidence energy from you and using it as fuel. This is like an evil technology. This is tech. I just heard this is tech, and they were doing this here in the past. So they've been siphoning off of your energy. This person, and I think this person's a part of it as well, but this person is siphoning off of your energy through your soulmate in order to have this soulmate elevate and them hang on to it. So they're stealing from you. This has been like an energetic thieving. So so I'm also seeing a Wheel of Fortune energy like reversing. And then I'm seeing as that's happening in the real world. And as this is the process you've initiated through meeting your karmas head on. This Wheel of Fortune energy is reversing. And I'm seeing like the energy flow back into you that is naturally yours. It's fire force energy. These people are also seen in your energy because they're taking your energy. Something about your personality or your dharmic energy even. And once this all gets to your side of things, I'm seeing you kick that energy off of you, and then this lever is closed. Have you ever seen like a factory chip facility where it's like they put the chips in the bag and then there's a machine that like closes it and cuts the bag off? It like heat seals the bag and like cuts it off. I'm seeing this is a spiritual machine that has been put here. So when you kick these energies off of you, it's going to close it and it's going to kick it off. And this masculine I'm seeing run over to and go, no, because you're his soulmate. And he just fucked himself. And now he's over here with this karmic energy and he has nothing to offer them now. Nothing. Because it was all your energy and the energy that was created between the two of you that they wanted to siphon off. You were a necessary ingredient. So now he's stuck over here and he has nothing to offer. So they're going to kick him to the curb. And I'm literally hearing riff raff, street rat, I don't buy that. And he is literally showing up like to me on the outside perimeter of a town where he's like scavenging for food and he's not seen, like he's now cut off. And I don't know what's going to happen to this other energy here. I think they're just going to fly off and like maybe go somewhere else. I don't know. But it's because you broke this up. You severed your energy out because you started to see this from a non-emotional place. You started to observe. And remember, I can't remember, somebody brought this up in the chat where they were like, I started to notice that like I kept thinking that he was going to be like the perfect parent or something. But actually when I look at his traits, he would be like the worst parent or something, right? I kept thinking he was my twin flame, or I kept thinking, and when you look at this person, you really look at who they are. There's nothing about them that's divine. They're actually very selfish people. That's what this is. And they're choosing this because I feel like, again, this masculine energy, or flip the energies, right? This could be a feminine, but like that could have been your soulmate. You guys could have just, you had a spiritual inheritance together. You were supposed to be installed as like some kind of, Taurus is the Garden of Eden, and Jupiter is the acolyte of God that has a bounty and is meant to share that, right? But somebody saw this, was jealous, and wanted something for themselves. They wanted other people's bounty, other people's money. But this wasn't even yours to begin with. It's the divine, which is why there's so much divine support. Because you had agreed to work within the divine plan, but then somebody was like, let me try to figure out how to siphon this, like, off of these two people. But it was all at your expense because, look, they were draining you. Look, these people were... Look, oh, now he wants to go over here now. This masculine's over here now with the Sagittarius energy. And I think he wants to posture here. This is an idiot. Like now, look, because your energy got siphoned off of. This is Earth energy. This is this Taurus energy. This Garden of Eden energy. This bounty energy. You could have felt depleted. You could have felt like just old and tired. So they're taking all the color. They were taking all the power. They were taking all the energy. This is crazy. You guys know I don't talk like this. I don't get messages like this. This is what's been happening behind the scenes. There's a part that is seen and there's a part that is unseen. There's a part that's seen. What's seen is like what's going on in like the earthy kind of ways. I think you're very confused by this energy. None of this would have made sense to you because you know it's not your karma. And you know that you're supposed to be with this person, but you can't understand for the life of you why they're over here with this nonsense. This person would rather give some shit to this person than be a good person. And be where they're supposed to be. Weakness. This is weakness. Masquerading as sexiness, charisma, dharmic energy, and strength. And now you're seeing this clearly. Somebody else is worried, though. There's somebody here monitoring this. And this could be, again, in the ether. In the ether. Maybe this is the person who did this in the past. It was a secret. Virgo energy. There is a practitioner here. There is a hidden practitioner here. Somebody who does this for a living, for money. And now this could be in this lifetime or this could have been in another lifetime. Look, Aquarius. This is some kind of hidden group. Somebody that could have pretended to be a friend. Loss of self. Like this person is loss of self. This person could have pretended to be a friend to this masculine in order to ambush them and to get them to go down and to basically convince them, milk them into giving over their spiritual inheritance to this group so that they can kind of siphon it. Yeah. This is crazy. So this could have also, like, you had to learn how to defend yourself. And for some of you, this came up through the physical body where you were having, like, immune issues or something, like autoimmune issues, because your immune system is supposed to defend your body, but your immune system may have turned on your own self because of all the magic that was done here, and it got confused here as well. I just heard this could come through your animals for some of you. Something was imbibed. I hate this. I hate this. They had to block a relationship with you in order to try and get this Leo energy, leadership energy, to be seen in a certain light. But all they're doing is siphoning, and it would confuse you. Okay, so the other thing that I'm supposed to tell you is this twin flame energy. So this whoever got paired up with this fucked up energy, they might think that person's a false twin flame because they have your energy, or they're siphoning off of like this person's energy. Root, I just heard putting a root on somebody, like in their root chakra. So this is a bond forged through sexual energy as well. So they are actually, whatever was done, it is like they stole. This could have been a war tactic I just heard in past lives. That could have been what this was, some kind of weird, messed up war ritual to steal power from a soldier that was captured. This is going crazy. But it's up through the root. It's up through the booty. And that energy, they put a root on it, and it was like the energy was able to be siphoned. So it is literally your own energy in another person. That's why you don't want to hurt that person. That's why you kind of think, oh, I don't want to send karma their way. So this is about soul retrieval. This is calling your energy back. This is separating yourself out from whatever belief. This feels cultural. It's like the food that you're in the wrong place, the food that you were eating, the food, stop and like call your energy back. The reason you think that person's your twin flame is because it's literally your energy that this person is taking into themselves. This is crazy. Started dressing like you, acting like you. This is some kind of energy vampire. This is an energy vampire that you are dealing with. And really, Okay, so this is also reminding me of a Rick and Morty episode. It's the one where there's these alien beings and they look like these slugs and they have like the pointy teeth, but they show up in your living room or something. Like when you track that parasite in, and it's like they are a person, you know, but you only have the most glorious memories with that person, right? They've never done anything wrong. And actually, the real people in the room, you have a more normal response to. It's like, well, there's, you know, they do this well and that well. And I still remember the time you stole my my favorite tank top and you never gave it back. Like you have those memories with like the real people, but then these other people, you're like, oh my God, you're my favorite. Oh my gosh, like whatever. And then Rick starts like shooting them. And then when they die, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a parasite, that's a slug. And he's like, we have to start counting the number of people in the room. Okay, there's 11 people here. And so when there's 12, you know that they've been multiplying, you know, there's something here like that, where it's like that you can do no wrong kind of energy, or you don't have like a normal view of a person and you overlook all of their faults. And yeah, it started off as an affair, but you still thought this person was your spiritual partner for some reason, even though they don't have morals, they don't have virtues. This person was telling you that they are like a very faithful, very divine, very spiritual person, but yet they fuck over everybody in their life. So notice that kind of stuff. Notice that kind of stuff going on. And this person might not even have a recollection of this moving through them in this lifetime, because like I do feel, but for some of them they do. For some of them they do. They're indoctrinated into something, some kind of spiritual something. This is crazy. This is so crazy. But again, I think mostly this maybe comes from a time where there were these divinity schools, there were these magical schools, and this just happened, and it was like runaway magic. Runaway love. I just heard runaway bride. You can't hex you. Yeah. Hex. Huh. What did you do to deserve this? Nothing. You did nothing to deserve this. This is somebody, okay, it's just like a narcissist. This is, people misunderstand karma. Karma is not the only force through the universe. It's not, right? You have free will, right? So people's free will causes them to do things. It's also a mistake to think that everything karmic that happens comes from the past. Not everything does. You create karmas anew because your free will is telling you something in any given moment. And that's what I feel like happened. Somebody saw something that they wanted and they thought, oh my God, I have to have that. And I will debase myself and I will harm other people just as long as I can get that, because my ego is telling me that I will never be found out, that there will never be any justice, and that if God didn't want me to take it, then why would he have given me this power? There's an extreme spiritual profanity here. But it's just like when you get involved with a narcissist. A narcissist will target you because you've got something they want. They target you when you are at the top of your game. And when you get involved with a narcissist, you ask yourself that question: what did I do to deserve this? I thought this person was my soulmate. You got targeted by a person who then did everything in their power to fool you. So you were succeeding. That's what you did. And this goes back to like another reading where I was explaining the parasites and the value. This is something that we see in our world. And again, this goes back to the Earth School. Nobody comes to the Earth School. This came out in another reading as well. Nobody comes to the Earth School because it's a perfectly controlled environment. Right? And the only thing that's going to happen here is your plan and what your guides want and like the positive energies. No, it's hardcore neutral here. And you can learn a lot of stuff, but Alex and I were talking about this the other day, that hardcore neutral ends up siding on like the side of evil a lot of times. You know, it's like if you don't stand up like against evil in this world, like you have chosen the side of the oppressor. That's like very easily observable. It's also like whenever, because everything is cyclical, whenever you go through a cycle of death and destruction, people kind of remember that, and then it's like hard to get back on the path to righteousness. So there's this hard neutrality here where both energies kind of mix. So there's people who are aligned with spirit, they're aligned with their own self, and they're on the path to value, to creating their own emperor, empress energy, which is the path to spiritual enlightenment. But then you have parasitic energies that they don't want to do the work. They just want to siphon off the value. And that's the path that they've chosen. That is the fallen path. Both energies mix here. So it's in dealing with that, then can actually, that shadow energy, because we all sort of want to do that sometimes. Wouldn't it be nice to just take the easy route? Wouldn't it be nice to just take somebody else's fruits? It would be nice. It's just some of us have morals and virtue, and we have, you know, there's a higher value that we place. Like, I don't just want to be rich, or I don't just want to be successful or respected just for the sake of it. I actually want to build a value in myself that helps other people and that they can actually recognize the value in it. And then that's going to feel real to me. It's going to feel like, hey, I love this thing. I've connected with my own dharmic energy. Here you go. I want it that way. I wouldn't have it any other way. because it would be useless. What does that even mean? I want something else. There's people who don't care about that. They're just so insecure and they're so desperate to be seen in a certain light that they'll take it by any means. They'll take it from somebody else. They just want you to do all the work and then they'll siphon off of it. That's the parasitic path. That is the fallen path. And those people exist. And we sometimes can run the risk of being those people ourselves, which is why Sangha, spiritual community, is so important, because we can all remind ourselves, and you don't really want that. You don't want to be a pissant and you don't want to be associated with them. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you really want, right? So we can remind ourselves of that, even in our lowest moments. Yeah. Aw. No wonder he's a Gemini in this lifetime. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The casino scene in Percy Jackson. Yeah. Gemini. I'm a chain smoking nun. Yeah. So, all of this is just, I think, serving to awaken you to like what's actually going on here. You didn't do anything wrong. You don't have to do anything wrong to be targeted by energies like this. As a matter of fact, you can just be doing something incredibly, incredibly right. And then jealousy is a disease. Somebody is infected by the disease of jealousy and they just want what you have. And a healthy person would be inspired and say like, wow, I could be that too. Let me try to connect with my own self or whatever. But this isn't a healthy person. They don't think, this is what's really sad. And again, you have to hold that yes and energy. Like, it is sad they're on their own path, but at the same time, it's not allowed here. Okay? Because it's not the right way and people are going to get hurt. You need to deal with yourself, right? But they truly do not believe in themselves. They truly don't think that they can get there. The gap that they see between you and them, whether it's real or perceived, they really don't think that they have the strength, skills, and abilities to do something on their own. They really don't. They've given up on themselves before they've even started. So they have to steal from other people. And it's sad. But also, it's not allowed in your remit anymore. And I feel like that's how you're healing. So if they want to lose you, help them. All right. So this was an interesting reading. A very interesting reading. Maybe we could... I just feel, I don't know, support each other energetically and like cutting these cords. Like just, I don't know how we can do that. But Om Mani Padme Hum, doing cord cutting rituals, really visualizing yourself being free, reminding yourself that you're a sovereign being, connect with the divine energies that are working on behalf of the highest vibrational good of all beings, and connecting with those energies so strongly, working in tandem with those energies. Ask for help, ask for support. Ask to be placed firmly back in the driver's seat of your own life and to close the door on these parasitic energies from the past and from the future, from this lifetime, all of it. You've learned your lesson here. You're done with it. Whatever you were meant to learn, you've learned. I think some of you are just meant to understand that there are nefarious energies in the world. So now you do. And, you've taken all you can take from this experience and just really assist that energy. I do feel like it will be a process to come out of this, just so it's not done so abruptly, like at least on your end. But I think I'm seeing it like whittle a cord away and away and away until it finally cuts it. So for you, you're going to have prepared yourself. You're going to be holding onto the railing when you cut it, But I think for all of these people who are being assholes, this is just going to zoom. This is going to be like a tsunami, like a tidal wave of energy. And they deserve it. They more than deserve it. Because this is just an absolutely inappropriate way to be. It's spiritually profane, because these are people that understand certain spiritual principles, but it's extremely spiritually profane. So just, we can all continue to create an energetically safe space here, a spiritual space. Be dedicated to your own journey. Sing each other back to life. You can do it. We can all do it. That's, I feel like, the best thing that we can do here. I really think that there's some kind of protection in all of us combining our energies, because to do this on your own would have been different, but like everybody's combining their energy here, like compiling it, and there's some kind of protection in that here as well. So I don't really understand this stuff. This went like so far left. I was really not expecting this to go this way at all. I don't talk about these things. I don't even understand these things that I'm saying. I'm just getting what I'm saying. So, but I'm just hearing that there's certain things that you haven't understood in your life, and it comes from this place, like in previous lifetimes. Again, this is like your karmas. You can't understand why your karmas have been so negative. You can't understand why nobody's like recognizing your traits or like promoting you, or you can't recognize that. And it's almost like whatever spell was cast, like if you're with this person, then they allow you to be seen or something. Like, This is fucked up. This is stupid. Okay. So this little light of ours. Yes. Salt baths too. Definitely. Like, and focus on yourself, focus on replenishing yourself, doing the things that you love, getting around people that love you, all of that stuff. And honestly, I feel like using magic in the right way to take your power back. Ritual. The cord cutting rituals and things like that. And again, just claiming back your own spiritual sovereignty through like intention setting spells, but using spells in the right way to bolster your own energetic field. Because some of you didn't even know that you were targeted on an energetic level too. So, okay, that's what I have for you. If that resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for being my people. We have a Patreon live stream tomorrow. So I'll see some of you over there. And we've got more of these one-off readings. They've just been kind of flowing through me like water. Oh, and we do have candles for sale. So if you like our energy and stuff, like we do have ritual candles. All is on sale, 25% off for about 2 more weeks. And we have the new Moonlit Beach and the Sunnyside candle. And they are like summertime scents. Sunnyside is very daytime. It's very sunshine. It's very like vacation. And then Moonlit Beach is very much like that relaxing, beachy, kind of sitting near the water sort of vibe. And you can buy the 2 of them in a vacation. We call it the vacation package, where you get like a discount on them. Summer vacation.
And tomorrow's Patreon live stream is how do people remember you?
Tomorrow's Patreon live stream is how do people remember you, which is cool. That's nice. It is a nice contrast to today. And it's also like allowing you, maybe there's like an overlap between allowing you to build your own legacy. Because I feel like, again, your energy has been interfered with. So because somebody's trying to siphon off your energy or confuse their energy with yours because they were so jealous of you in a past life, and maybe even in this life, then it's confused your own legacy because somebody's trying to take your image or like wear your skin as clothes. It's really gross. But taking your power back, you are building up your own legacy, and it will probably clear up the confusion that people have about you in this lifetime here in the past as you're taking that. You're being so, I'm hearing spiritually guided, and you're being spiritually supported. I do feel, even if you don't buy your candles, do some candle work, even if you light a tea light or something. The flame, because it's the fire energy that I feel like was jealous, like people were jealous of that, and that they were maybe trying to steal. And then a partner that was maybe very fire, something about they were seen as sexy or charismatic or witty or something, and you guys matched each other, but they were like, I want that for myself, and I have to wear the appropriate skin to get that. It's gross. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there. I need like a bath after this. I'm gonna leave that there. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. I'm so glad that I feel like this is a culmination. I feel like this was big. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there. Bye.